I haven't used these bone dice in forever. Let's see what my first roll of the day is. 17. Not bad.
That is good. That is good.
There's a pen over there. Would you hand it to me? Behind the Sharpie. Thank you.
Be interesting to see what you'll get up to today. Get to touch base with Aldrin, see what he's up to in the wide world of ocean sports.
Well, we know he's not drowning, at least. His crew,
Yeah.
we can't speak for, but...
Yeah, exactly. He'll be fine. Most of his crew is already dead. He's only got 2 people left. And he's got a bunch of other crew members there, but those are the Morningstar crew. So, no telling there.
Yeah, fear can only bring you so far before mutiny happens.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those things, too, where it's just like, I don't know, sailing towards a fleet, probably a certain death, as opposed to not going there, which is a maybe death.
Yeah. But we just let Aladrin go anyways, because Aladrin is Aladrin, and he has all the constitution and all the strength, so...
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Though, so far as
It is
his
true.
survival skills, I'm not certain, because I remember the last time we were all on a ship, Fionn was the one doing the piloting because of, or assistance with piloting because of +9 to survival.
Yeah. Aldrin's got a lot going for him, but we'll see if it's enough.
Oh. He at least has a proficiency in sailing, right?
Yeah, he does have that, I think so.
Proficiency will only get you so far in a large ship, too, because you can't run that thing alone.
Of course, that's true.
And he's
It is
got
true.
like a full on commerce ship, right? Or had. It's now sunk.
Because he might have experience doing the things individually, but he can't do them by himself.
Yeah.
He's not Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
This
He's
is
just
the
somebody.
tale of Captain Jack Sparrow. Anyways.
Even then, I don't think Jack Sparrow could really, like, not a whole ship.
I thought he did at one point. He crashed the ship, but he got it to a port, and it was like about to sink by the time he got it there.
That was a very small sailboat.
Okay.
A small sailboat is one thing. It's the difference to, I mean, this is a large ship.
That's fair. Anybody gonna take care of that Corona? There they are. Everybody but Aldrin.
Indeed.
But I miss Aldrin. Where is he?
He'll be along, I'm sure. It's his way.
I think it's been weeks. I'm pretty sure I have. I feel like I haven't seen him in like a month.
It has been a while. I think I cracked a D20 somehow.
Jesus.
What? Who did?
My DM is too powerful.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh man, this is my very first set of dice and it's got a weird crack on it. I don't know how I did that. Oh well.
It was your first set?
Yeah, this is my very first set of dice. They're
Oh.
orange plastic with silver highlighter to put the numbers in. They're some of like the clear gem dice. They're all foggy from being scratched up and dirty and everything. But yeah, these are my original dice.
That's awesome. I kinda want to pick.
Sounds like it's either cursed or blessed.
Well,
A little of both. We've got a lot of D&D mojo on them.
That actually reminds me. I was thinking about it the other day, and I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's one of my purple sets, but I don't remember what my first dice set was.
I know which one mine was, but I haven't touched them in a while.
Which one was yours?
Here's the red ones that I have in that little silver tin.
Oh yeah, the ones that we use when we're playing card games and stuff, right?
I don't remember that.
I must be thinking of. Actually, yeah, I am. I'm thinking of the black ones that have the dragon insignia on them.
Yeah, no, I got those way later. It's the ones I got with the black dragon that we have in the living room.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I haven't touched those in forever because they've been in that little cup. Because those are the guest dice.
Yeah.
And we don't have any guests.
Dice.
Well, we don't have any guests, so yeah, they're the guest dice. They're cool black dragon dice. They're too good for me to use, so I leave them for the guest that never comes.
Wait, didn't we get a set of dice for, like, specifically for back when we were doing the Wuxia campaign for people forgetting their dice? And it was, I don't think it was that set, unless I'm mistaken.
I think I got that set later.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to remember what set that was.
I had I know you got a couple of sets that you were sharing. I don't know if I got any sets that I was sharing, and I know you got me a set for my birthday, or maybe a set or two for my birthday. But I keep my like original dice in the little silver tin, and it's got like 2.5 sets in there. I'll pull them out actually. Let me take a look at these. Ooh, I actually really like those. Oh, I'll pull them out. They're buried under other dice sets. I keep bone and stone dice in that wooden container you got me.
Oh yeah, the Elderwood Academy one.
Yeah, I haven't messed with those either. It's just because like they're on my bookshelf down like low. Yeah, they're the silver, not silver. The red, gold, speckled ones were the first ones I got, and then the second ones I got. Actually, I think I bought them at the same time. Were the black ones that have the white speckles on them and the red numbers.
I'm definitely, by the way, like, separating this first part of us just chatting about our dice and making it a special, the dice special.
I have too many dice. If we're putting it all on the table, I think I have in total maybe 60 sets of dice.
Wow.
My
I
hero.
just keep acquiring them, and it's one of those things like I have them, and then people be like, "Hey, let's play D&D," and I'm like, "Okay, well, let me get some dice, and then I'll just keep the dice wherever we're playing D&D, and then so I've got probably about 10 sets here, 5 sets there, 7 sets in my bag, about 10 sets beside me here. Then I've got just decorative ones. I got the old ones that I've got here, and I've got some novelty giant foam ones, and then I need some for work because there's a bunch of people there. Okay, well I'll just get like 7 more sets here or 10 more sets there. No big deal.
The red ones I originally got, they kind of fit my style too. But I specifically bought them for the purpose of like I was starting out DMing because I was, I was trying to teach everybody in our group how to play.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminded me of the red dragon on the front of the cover, and I was like, these would be perfect for DMing. The only problem is they tend to roll really low. Actually, that's a good thing for me, but it's just not as exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I've ever rolled a natural 20 on these red silvery dice, or these red goldish dice, if I remember correctly.
Probably not ideal to keep playing with them, but to each their own.
They're specifically.
It's good for a beginning party if somebody is new to it.
Well, they're specifically my DMing dice, and I haven't touched them in a really long time, so I'm thinking of using them today.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That's a good point. Actually, well, I have these bone dice out because Fionn does damage by the fistful of D6.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, the purpley dice that you started with would probably fit too, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's like aesthetic stuff is purple. I've also got some extra kind of cool looking D20.
I also recently got, it was off of Wish. It was one of those things where it's like free but pay shipping, and the shipping was only like $1. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a dollar set of dice, you know. But it's like this purplish pinkish clear tone.
Mm-hmm.
I really love them.
I'm gonna try to get a picture of these, but I don't have a nice wooden surface to roll them on or take a picture on, so you might not be able to see them.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's the next gift I'm getting you is a dice tray. Fuck, I can't speak.
Please don't. You know I have nowhere to keep it.
Yeah, I know. It's just a joke.
No,
You don't need much of one. You know, they fold up.
Oh man, like you haven't seen our tiny house.
You can get a combination dice bag tray.
Okay, I mean, I think I'll probably find a solution to it eventually. I just need to like I have a little table here I could probably use, but I need to clear it off.
I just roll on my mouse pad.
Mouse pad?
Yeah, my mouse pad.
Nice. Well, my mouse pad has anime titties, so I can't do that.
Well, mine's just like basic phone. Alright, so we don't know how long Alger will be if he shows, so we might as well just begin. So let's see here. If I recall correctly, Lee and his goat and a particular wizard by the name of Philbin were in a town on the western coast of the White Sea, and Lee was recovering from nearly drowning while trying to chase some sort of fisherman of some kind who supposedly has a legendary net that Lee wants to collect for some kind of side quest or something.
Sorry, I just remembered I have a clipboard.
Good, a clipboard and a point of exhaustion. The rest of you have been spending your time in the City of Hope in the far, far north of this continent. And possibly, I think that at some point there was some question of whether or not you're going to kill the king. I think where it was left off is you were going to put that aside for the moment, but you were going to do some recon while not actually doing the particular act. And in the act of recon, Ormus stepped himself up onto the roof, noticed that there were guards, alerted them to his presence, attempted to fly away, and then was shot out of the sky, plummeting towards the ground, taking, I believe, 27 points of damage, and causing the alarm to go off within the city. That's about where we left off.
Yeah.
Didn't say anything about an alarm last time, but good to know, good to know.
Well,
Yeah. A random humanoid showed up on the roof, turned into a bird, and then turned back into a humanoid in the city. They want to go talk to that person and ask why.
Well, I know. It's just, it is awesome.
It should come as no surprise to anyone that this situation is occurring. Theon, you were nearby. You were well aware of what occurred because you saw it silhouetted against the night sky just as evening came upon it. So you're able to see relatively well. Molly Moore, I believe that you said that you were going to go check up on them.
I said I was going to check on them half an hour after I left them.
Indeed, you were going to scry on them. So, in your scrying, are you going to scry on Theon or on Oramus? Or just on the building, or what?
Probably Theon. I like Theon. Sorry, Armus.
Wow.
Alright. Theon, what are you doing when you see Oramus beginning to plummet down through the sky at a fair distance from you, several blocks away?
It's a good thing you're not a bard, because you could just do it as I smack the ground.
Yeah, probably for like a couple of seconds, stand there in shock, and then begin to sprint to the point in which it looks like he's going to collide.
It's like you can face palm afterwards.
Oh yeah.
All right, Molly you come to in terms of your scrying, and you see Fionn aggressively running, seemingly as quickly as he can through the darkened streets. Ormus, you have landed hard, and oh man, that was not comfortable. Let's roll a d100. Let's see how good your luck is to see if you landed on a rooftop, or if you landed in the street, or who knows what. Fingers crossed for a good number.
Oh, shit.
Arr. Can I give
Great.
him inspiration?
Oh yeah, you're definitely on top of somebody's roof.
Ow.
You smack down. You're a bit on an angle. It looks like you're on a split level, story and a half, and you're in a bit of a neighborhood here. What would you like to do?
So I can
Bless you to whoever
use
sneezed.
little darkness.
What were you gonna say, Ormus?
I'm just saying I can use some of the darkness as cover.
Do you want to hide on the roof?
Oh no, not on the roof. They'll fucking see me right away.
All right. Well, where would you like to use darkness as cover?
Oh no, the darkness like around me. Fuck. Is there an? No. Probably just finish sliding down.
Okay. So you go ahead and finish sliding down. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check to see how well you land. If you're just gonna slide and essentially let yourself fall off the roof.
What?
And Fionn, while he's doing that, make a survival check to try and, well, maybe survival check or something akin to it, to try and figure out where exactly he landed to be able to navigate your way to him. I think survival would be, well, maybe not survival, maybe some sort of wisdom check.
If you want, I can do a straight wisdom perception. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
That's a 22 for me.
Alright, you're pretty sure you know exactly where he went. Well, sort of. You're on your way there. Artemis, you take one more damage as you attempt to go down. You don't really roll too well. You land in a hard sort of section, and gets just a little twist on the ankle, but it's not nearly as bad as what happened on your back when you landed pretty hard. But not feeling great. Yeah. You can hear some shouting and some screams coming from within the house, essentially having had something smash down and break at least a couple of the tiles. And now kind of thump outside, essentially like a who is that? But
I'm gonna disguise myself as, if I can,
what would you like to disguise yourself as?
a dwarf.
Okay.
Any old dwarf.
You disguise yourself. I believe you're limited in terms of height, so you're
Isn't it like
a tall
3 feet?
dwarf.
Is it 3 feet?
No, it's 1
No,
foot for
It's one.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
for me, it's 3 feet because Firbolg magic.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Fuck. I thought it was. Damn it. Okay. Can I change?
From a tall dwarf?
Well, I thought it was 3 feet that you could change. I didn't realize that was Fionn's thing.
Mm-hmm. What would
If
you
I knew
like to
that,
disguise yourself as?
One of the guards.
All right. Just any guard in particular, or a specific guard?
One that looked like them up top.
Okay, one that looked kind of like them. You didn't get a great look at him, but sure. You're able to turn yourself into a human-looking fellow. Fionn, you come around the corner and you can see there's a guard looking at the house that you're pretty sure that Ormus fell on. You can see a couple of tiles sliding down, and they're screaming inside. You can only imagine what's going on.
I'm gonna shout to the people inside. No worries, no worries. I fell off. Wasn't watching my step. To the people inside.
The people are even more worried about who fell off their step and landed on top of their roof.
If they look outside, they'd see a guard.
Well, they're, still screaming within. Fionn, what are you doing?
Seeing the guard, I'll kind of like, drift out of the shadow and just casually walk past and like kind of stop and nod my head to the guard. What in the hell just happened?
You see someone looking out, yelling, "Guard! Guard! I think that monster broke my roof!" He's pointing at Fionn.
No, I was the one who fell. It wasn't him, I promise. And I'm just gonna kind of limp away.
That sounds kind of racist. First time you see a furbolg, you call him a monster.
He's a little racist.
I mean, I am 7'10", covered in scars, and have a half sleeve on my right arm.
I was gonna say, welcome to D&D.
Yeah.
And what are the chances that a guard would suddenly just miss their step and somehow fall on top of a building in the middle of nowhere? But anyway, 3 more guards start running down the street as well, and you can hear as bells are going off in the distance. There seem to be whistles involved from at least one of the guards as they're running forward.
Are there any?
Yes.
Are there any?
Yeah, they're running right at
alleys?
you.
Are there any darkened alleys nearby?
Yeah, there's, in terms of alleys, it's a little tricky, but yeah, sort of. I mean, these are a lot of low-lying homes. This is actually a fairly decent-sized one, but, I mean, you can slip between various houses. There's not a lot of light.
Well, what I'm asking is there enough darkness for me to use the Ring of Shadow? I think that's what or Ring of Whispers, that's what it was. And it's Ring of Shadow, and kind of slip into the darkness and use the like invisibility in the darkness feature.
You could try.
Yeah, I'll try.
If I recall, that one doesn't require darkness or dim light, or did I not specify? I forget. It's been a while since I wrote it.
I have the description on a sticky. Let me pull it up.
Yes, please. But
Ring of the Hidden Shadow. You may add your proficiency to stealth checks. Has 4 charges for the following properties. Hide and check. If you are hiding in complete shadows, excuse me. If you are hiding in complete shadows, your enemy will not be able to see you. You may spend 1 charge to gain advantage on the stealth check, and it allows you to add your proficiency bonus to it.
All right, so as long as you're in a fair amount of darkness, especially if there's bright light around it, that can help. But yeah, there are plenty of shadows around. You're able to do so. One of the guards comes up to you, Artemis, and grabs your arm and asks, "Are you all right? Did he hurt you?" And the other 2 guards have produced clubs and are standing between Fionn and the injured guard.
No. He pushed me off. He ran that way. I'm just gonna point down. I'm gonna go get some help. I think I fucking came close to breaking my ankle.
The one that was whistling the whistle, I guess, says, "All right, assaulting a guard? That's a night at least in the jail. Come on!" And he's kind of like waving for you, Fionn, to like come closer to him, presumably so that he can try to arrest you. But you're moving towards shadows.
Yeah,
It was not him. It was not him. He was shorter. Much shorter.
Would it be safe to assume at this point, with Fionn's wild wisdom, I probably have gathered that this is probably Ormus? If not, this guy clearly is just trying to help me.
It's fair to say that, considering the injury, that he was the only one here, and that he's not making sense, this is probably Ormus.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like throw a very slight nod towards who I assume is Ormus, and actually use my actual invisibility thing. It only grants me 6 seconds, but that's enough time to dodge into the shadow.
This is why it's good that Fionn has a really high wisdom, because Lee would never know.
Yeah.
As soon as you disappear, the sort of lead guard of it turns back and says, What is this? Was it him or was it someone else? Are you charmed? Did he charm you? Tell me where he charmed you.
Show me on this doll where he
brother, I promise you, I'm not charmed.
Well, we'll
It
make
wasn't
sure
him.
you're taken care of. Stay with him,
Thank you.
Milligan. And he points at one of the other guards. And then he starts blowing his whistle again. And he pulls out essentially akin to like the rain stick that you have that seems to create a bit of a darkness spell. This one, he yanks a cord and it launches basically a fireworks into the stratosphere, essentially. Well, I guess it's not really magic. It's basically just firework. Huh?
I want it.
Yeah, he basically just sets off a flare. And he's blowing his whistle. And he says, all right, we need to spread out and try to find him. As he says to, like, there's only one guard that isn't holding Ormus's arm. So he's apparently just giving orders to that one guy as they start spreading away from each other, waving their arms out, hoping to run into you.
Yeah, I pulled the Fionn Escape Classic where I used my hidden step, because I have the Ring of Shadow this time, I used it to get to shadows, and then I'm just Misty Step, and then Misty Step to add a little bit of distance, and then I'm just sprinting back towards Waldu's old place, trying to stick to the darkness as much as I can.
Okay, and Mollymort, you see all of this. Through Fionn's eyes, as he shows up, there's a guard. There's all this other stuff going on. You're seeing all of that through your scrying. Ormus, go on, Mollymort.
Can I tell that it is Ormus that is the guard?
Probably.
Wisdom check.
Yeah, I mean you can certainly roll for it if you want. I mean the odds are fairly high because you saw him show up and there's no one else there, and he's just like, oh yeah, I just fell. There's nothing.
I got pushed. I said
There's-
I got pushed.
Well, even then, there's nothing there to be pushed from. It's especially interesting. So, yeah, it's fair to assume that this is Ormus, and for whatever reason, maybe hit his head, and he's telling a really bad lie.
Well, I did roll 9, so maybe I can't figure it out. Maybe I'm just
Well,
panicked.
Also, too, you didn't see Ormus fall from the sky. So, yeah, maybe this is just something weird. You don't really know what's going on.
Well, we might also know it's Ormus because we've met Ormus before. And
Yeah, but you have
Wow.
not basically seen him transform to this form. You haven't. Yeah, so it's entirely possible that you, Mollymort, don't really know what's going on. But now you're seeing Fionn as he quickly runs through shadow and further shadow, presumably on a path someplace in particular. Go on.
That guard to begin with, but he seems to be running away now, so okay.
Yeah, but Ormus, a second guard, has shown up, and they seem insistent on helping you recover from this charm effect. And they are both grasping your arms.
and shaking him.
Yeah.
Well, they're not shaking him; they're just hanging on to him.
Snap out of it.
Out of character, I really wish there was something more I could do, but I've clearly been targeted as the monster who did this, so like I just gotta get out of there. I apologize.
Yeah, run while
No, it's
The essentially what could be considered to be sort of the officer on scene, besides yourself, comes back up to you and asks, "Have you snapped out of it yet?" He's asking you, Ormus, and he's kind of looking into your eyes.
I'm gonna look him straight back in the eyes and says, "I wasn't charmed, but thank you for the concern."
I just want.
He says, "That's exactly what a charmed person would say."
Oh my god.
You're saying, Lee?
I'm sorry. I know I'm not there, but I just want to point out something that I always think is really funny. This is also true for Lee, but the specific type of charisma that I've chosen for Lee, it kind of still works.
Mhm.
But that Ormus is the most charismatic character we have in our team. And he'll come up with these crazy lies, but I like to think that people still for a second are like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And then they're like, wait, what?
Well, exactly. If he had come up with almost anything except "I fell" or "I was pushed," when there's not a building bigger than this one for a long ways away.
And that's the thing, I
It's
think
clearly not believable.
for a second they still
Well,
believe him because he's like,
I look like one of the bowmen. I was
Mhm.
told him I was pushed from way up there.
Yeah, but there's nothing
Down.
around you. You flew like, really far away.
Oh no! I thought I got.
No, you
I
flew
didn't
like
get far
over
away.
100. No, you flew like 120 feet away, and then on falling, you're like 150 feet away from like the building.
Yeah, you actually tried to get away, didn't you?
Yeah.
I tried to, but you said that they attacked me like almost immediately. But
No, they
Plus,
attacked
it
you
wasn't-
after your movement, and they missed with one of the bow shots, with disadvantage. I'll add.
okay. I just really like the idea that like he'll say this really outlandish stuff, and for a second they're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, and they're like, wait a minute,
Mm-hmm.
because like they want to believe him because of his like charisma and force of personality, you know. He
Yeah.
says of confidence, you know.
But in this particular one, this guy, he wants to help you so much. And he's just like, look, charm effects don't usually last too long. These darn strangers, we'll find them. We'll take care of them. We just want to know what you were doing, what was happening. Help us, help you. Help me, help you.
Can Ormus be charmed? Like
no, I am immune to charm effects.
that's what I was thinking. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously he doesn't do that, but like,
Ormus is immune, but not the human archer that Ormus is pretending to be.
oh, I know,
Yeah.
I was just asking about Ormus himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's immune to magical sleep and advantages on. being
Yeah,
charmed.
sleep.
That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Your
yeah.
Fey heritage. You have it as well, Lee.
But I've still been charmed as many times as anybody else in this. Actually, I've been charmed more because Aldrin once, Theon once because he turned into a werewolf, and
Yep.
then Lily's been charmed like 2 or 3 times.
That's so.
Oh, I have a feat, actor. You gain advantage on deception and performance checks to impersonate someone else. You can imitate the sounds or speech of another creature.
Okay.
Neat.
Nice.
Huh.
I didn't add that. That's really cool.
I didn't even know. I'm looking through my abilities to see what I have, and I saw that. I was like, oh, well.
That's good to have. Good to have. Doesn't help you here though, but good to have. Good to have. But yeah, he's basically, like waving his hand in front of your face, real slow. How many fingers am I holding up? He's holding up 5.
4.
He nods and says, "Yep, just what I thought. Totally charmed." All right, well, let's put him in the tank for the evening, boys, and hopefully, come sunrise, it'll have worn off. The rest of you, keep searching. We're gonna find him. And he starts walking with you, and the 2 guys are holding your arm as they presumably take you to jail so that they can wait for the charm effect to wear off. You were saying,
Point
Molly?
out that charm person only lasts an hour, so.
Well, he's not an expert in that.
Also, disguise self only lasts an hour or so.
Yep.
I'll just ask him if I can go home.
He says, "Nope, can't do that. You might be charmed to do something that might hurt you or others."
Clearly not an expert on charm effects.
Yeah.
If you're lying, if you're lying to me and going away from your duty, then you could do anything. He nods as they just
I'll go home and sleep this off.
march you, and he says, "Don't worry, you'll sleep it off in the tank." And they just keep taking you. Theon, you finally get back. Mollymort, you've been watching him go through the darkness and recognize a landmark, as you can see that he's actually just right down the road and is soon at the... I'm assuming you wouldn't go to the front door, or would you, Dion?
Nah, I would not go to the front door. I would assume that patrols have been launched at this point.
Indeed, you can still hear the ringing of distant bells.
I will pop out and meet him as a cat with a black cat with a white spot on my head. Yeah.
you say yell at him?
Meow.
Meow.
No.
Okay, I thought you said yelling as well.
That's it. You just-
As you go out, Mollymort, and as you get closer, Fionn, you can see Real, who seems to be taking in the local habit, which is to. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but a lot of people smoke pipes in this city. But Real is sitting outside in a rocking chair akin to the one now occupied by the individual that is occupied by the soul of Bahamut. And he's just seemingly smoking a pipe, looking up at the stars. And as you come out, Mollymort at first, he goes, "Oh, an adorable kitty." And soon Fionn, actually, he probably doesn't even see you, but anyway, you guys see him just out front.
I will sit in front of him and purr, because he has appreciation for me being an adorable kitty.
Do the
Yeah.
drop that?
He smiles a little bit, which is a bit unsettling. With you think he actually sharpens some of his teeth, and it's a bit strange seeing him like in a moment where it's entirely possible that he thinks that no one is watching him or judging him, and he's just being himself, and he's just rocking back and forth, and starting to lean forward, trying to pet a kitty. It's very different from the aggressive warlord that you've come to know.
This is literally the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Fionn says without realizing that he's still kind of edging around the porch in the darkness. Huh. That's new.
I meow up at Theon.
He, to his credit, does not appear to be surprised, but you can see that his behavior changes, his posture changes, and he stands up and says, "Back already?"
I am, unfortunately.
fast.
We don't. Yeah.
Everything go well?
Well, we got new information, so that's something.
He nods, says, "Good.
Yeah.
All is good."
We learned that the rooftop is guarded, so gonna have to figure that out. But I'm gonna step inside before someone sees me because I got blamed for knocking a guard off a roof. So, yeah.
He nods,
And
and he starts basically knocking his pipe off gently into the mud and stepping on it. Says, "Not want Mika mad at me again," and knocks his pipe off and goes inside with you, ignoring the cat as soon as Fionn arrives.
I'll reach down and kind of scratch behind the ears without thinking about it, and then realize, because it's a cat, and then kind of
It's
realize that
oddly-
it's Molly because coloration.
Yeah. Well, you don't see the coloration; it's quite dark out. But through your goggles of night, you're able to see the color, the pattern of her fuzziness.
Yeah, so I see the pattern more than anything, and just okay. I'll be heading inside now. And Fionn just kind of awkwardly tries to make his way inside without, looking over his shoulder several times. I said several times, and walking inside, taking off his hat and jacket.
Molly purrs happily at the attention and waits for you guys to go inside before changing back to a gnome and stepping inside with you guys. Hey guys, so how'd it go, Fionn? Didn't look like it went too well. Where's Orman?
I'll add before you respond. You can see that Arini seems to have made some kind of a shepherd's pie, and
Oh,
yeah, but the really weird one is, of course, that while Arini has made a decent shepherd's pie, you've got Zilra seemingly trying to fuse parts of the meats together, but she seems to be entertaining herself just playing with her food. But anyway, go on.
Well, I'm gonna have to get this dyed if I plan to walk around with. And he kind of shakes off his duster jacket. I'm gonna have to get these dyed if I plan to walk around in the city in them, because I think, but I'm not 100% certain, that Oramus, to escape the guards, transformed himself using disguise self as a guard, but they think he's charmed by me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That explains what I saw. Okay, so that
Yeah.
guard was Ormus.
Yeah, I think. I'm not 100%, but, he was the only one there, and that's where I saw Oramus fall down out of the sky, so. Oh, yeah, there's guards on the rooftop, and Oramus had to quickly escape, so I'm assuming he turned into a bird or something that could fly, because I didn't quite catch it, but he got pretty far before he was shot down.
So, Oramus, you're
Yeah.
being taken arm in arm by two guards with another guard in front of you, basically giving orders to every guard you pass. It's been over a dozen now, and he says there's an invisible foe hiding there. Look for him. We must find him. He could be a threat to the king and queen. And, they're just continuing along, dragging you along. What arguments do you make? What actions do you want to take? You don't know how close you're, where you're really going. But when you get there, presumably, you'll be locked in a cage for much longer than you'll probably like to be. Would you like to do anything?
Bad on my ring.
You can think about it a bit if you like. You think about it. The rest of you, still in the house
Yeah,
with,
sorry.
that's fine. Still in the house with, Irene and Real and such. Real listens to this and nods and says, could just fire, maybe? He shrugs. Kill them all? Shrugs again. Poison?
I can scry one more time tonight if you want me to scry an Ormus so you can see how he's doing.
Fion seems to be muted.
Theo? I think he just came back.
Oh well. But Real says that is probably a good idea, and he nods.
Okay, I will pull out my scrying bowl and fill it with some seawater and scry. And let everybody else try to see as well.
All right. Fionn Mollymord has generously offered to scry on Oramus to basically see what's going on with him. Oramus, would you allow the scrying? Oramus?
Probably not,
Okay.
because I am embarrassed.
That
All
is
right.
fair.
So, I believe there's a saving throw involved. Is there not?
The
Wisdom?
more I know him, the easier it is.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, that's right. You have to make the saving throw. Yep.
And I would say, well, no. You do.
But you get several disadvantages.
Yeah, the
because
target
of
must make a wisdom saving throw. You have a -5 because Mollymort is familiar with you. Mollymort, do you have a garment of his, or a possession, or a body part, or a lock of hair, or some similar?
Not that I can imagine.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, Ormus, make a wisdom saving throw with -5 against you.
I like the idea.
I have a +6, so is it still a +1?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, damn.
So
Yep,
Mollymort,
4.
you see Ormus. Well, what the guard that is disguised that you now know to be Ormus, and you're sort of floating over him as if one would float in a third-person action game of some kind, as he is being held each arm by a separate guard, and the one in front saying, "Don't worry, this charm will be gone soon enough, my boy." Would you like to do anything, Ormus?
I'm being flanked by guards, and there's one up front. That's it.
Yeah, there's one on either side. Both are holding your arms. You didn't have a bow with you, but anyway, each one is holding each of your arms, and there is one in front of you. And the occasional guard goes by as they are a sort of active patrol.
Okay, when it's just us three, I want to try and cast darkness without them noticing.
All right. Now, darkness, because you no longer have it as being a disciple of your former person, is that just a spell that you know? Okay.
Yep.
So, in terms of doing that, do you have a spellcast focus? Or material components?
I'm sure that I would on me because it was always a spell of mine. He just gave it to me as a cantrip.
Yes. But being held, you're still going to have to essentially touch that spell focus to be able to cast this. With your arms being held, that can maybe make it a little bit tricky. But if you can succeed in doing this, where would you like to focus the darkness?
On me.
Okay.
Since it's a big orb.
It is indeed a 15-foot radius sphere. So, you want to attempt to wrestle free of them and do it, or attempt to do it while they're still holding you, or?
While they're still holding me.
Well,
Okay. You're saying, Lee?
I was gonna say you should take advantage of this charisma and get them to let go of you. My suggestion would be saying something like, "Oh man, I need to tie my shoe real quick. Hold up," and then cast it.
Hey, hold on, my nose itches. Let me get it real quick.
Yeah, I mean, like the tie the shoe thing is perfect because they let go of you. You go down, try to tie your shoe, then you cast it, and you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
If they let go of you,
Better yet, guys, I really need to pee.
Yeah, you say that to them?
Yes, like I'm gonna start doing a dance.
Okay.
Like I've been holding this all night.
Do you
and I really need to go.
do you actually need to pee, or is this a deception?
Deception.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a deception check.
Oh, come on, Discord, don't fuck with me this time.
Molly,
I've been rolling really low.
she sees you doing the potty dance.
Yeah.
Can
Would I get
Molly-
advantage or no?
From what would you get it? The acting thing?
Just by
or?
acting and then pretending to be a guard.
Well, no. Guards are not especially notorious for needing to pee. Not so much that it would give you advantage.
No, like being pretty much like one of their like friends. Like, okay, not
They're-
friend.
you-
But
no. I mean,
Yeah,
as
that
far
makes
as they know, you're hostile. Like, they suspect you to be charmed and an enemy of the state. So, no.
I have been very cooperative until then. But okay,
Yeah.
22.
Okay, 22. The guy in front turns around, see you doing the dance, and he says, "Oh my! Well, we'll get there quick as we can. Hurry up, boys. We'll go faster."
No, I need to go
And they-
now.
And he says, "Well, don't worry. It's just your uniform. We'll wash it if we need to." And they are like trying to pull you along faster.
My goodness.
Can I try and like
We'll be there in just a minute.
stop, like kind of resist a little bit? Like I need to go now, and then have like one of them maybe let go.
Like, go dead weight.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can certainly do that. And then they're going to. Oh wow, yeah, okay, no. You go dead weight, and they, one of them beside you shocks you with his strength as he holds onto you, and basically he's able to lift you up. And he
What
goes,
about the other one?
"Something's wrong with him, sir. He's going dead." And he turns around and he goes, "Oh no, this might be it. Quick, carry him!" And they've just got you, man.
Artemis, man, make a suggestion. Pee yourself.
I don't.
That would be convincing.
While they're carrying you, do it.
For the record, I made strength checks for them, like athletics checks, to see if they could continue to grapple you. They rolled a 19 and a 20. If
Oh wait,
you want
I
to
gain
try and...
advantage on deception and performance checks.
Okay, well, go ahead and
Alright.
roll at advantage. He believed you. I mean, you rolled a 22. He accepts that you have to pee. He does not doubt you.
Now bring it to a
Oh, actually, since they're carrying me, basically, does that kind of
Yes.
leave an arm free a little bit?
No, they're carrying you by your arms.
You know, I do wonder.
They're less free than ever.
I do wonder if forcibly peeing yourself when you don't have to pee is a really good survival or a really bad survival.
Oh, I could pee anytime.
Yeah, I occasionally think that I'm going to accidentally pee with how easily I can. So I'm just saying, for survival-wise, probably not great. In this situation, it might even make it easier on for the slightly reduced weight. But they are holding you without any concern or issue, and they're essentially starting to go into a trot as they try to get you there as quickly as possible.
I'd just like to say, weird flex, but okay.
I'm gonna try and pee.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said it, but it just came out. Much like the never mind. But yeah, so
Sorry, that got me. That really got me.
but yeah, they are carrying you along, Ormus.
I'm gonna try and pee then.
Okay. What in the world would? What
I'm just-
skill?
I'm like thinking around, like looking around, like fuck.
What
I can
skill
only-
do you all think applies to forcing yourself to do that?
I feel like it has to be a survival. Because, like, I can't think of anything. Maybe a medicine?
I don't think either of those would really apply. I think that this is
Performance,
At
possibly?
that point, this would be survival. Like
it
I'm
being
trying to do this so I
survival
get
doesn't make it survival though. In terms of like kind of control over the body, I mean maybe a
I'm kind of scared shitless
constitution
right now.
check.
This is like her first constitution.
Yeah. I mean, anybody have a good suggestion on?
Constitution check makes sense to me.
Yeah, let's go with
Constitution makes the most sense.
the
Sure.
Constitution check to attempt to urinate yourself.
7.
Yeah, you're trying to go, but because you knew that you were going on a stakeout, you went before you left, and it hasn't been that long, and you're trying to squeeze something out, but it's just not happening.
This
You
score's
can-
been really mean to me tonight. Jesus. 8, 3, 9, 4.
You can see essentially that you're coming towards the sort of inner wall that surrounds the Heart of Stone here, and you suspect that not far beyond will be the guards' sort of headquarters and the cage in which you will be residing for the indeterminate amount of time. Last chance.
Fuck. This used to be an old move of mine when I was younger. I'm gonna try and do a backflip, wrench my arms free, like in towards me, and try and get to my pouch for darkness.
Okay, so you'll need. It's kind of a tricky acrobatics check to see if you can break free of the grabs and do a flip. And in terms of it being your the spell, we'll see. Let's do one step at a time here. So yeah, make an acrobatics check.
God fucking damn it!
Maybe roll a flip dice.
So you attempt to do a backflip with them holding you in vice-like grips, completely suspended. And as you attempt to swing in their arms, yeah, you don't injure yourself severely, but oh god, yeah, you do not feel great after having fallen on that roof, and you essentially just end up looking like a chimpanzee on a swing. Like you're just trying to get moving, but you're not getting moving.
Ormus, if I may, I want to say something that might cheer you up. At least you didn't pee yourself.
Trying to.
No, but at least you might get out of this with your dignity.
Yeah.
8, a 3, 9, 4, and a 2. This is fucking bullshit. Like, excuse my language, but this is against me at this point.
It's okay. I make sure that the recordings are marked not for children, so.
Yeah.
Just curious.
God,
Wow. Okay. Yeah, maybe that is a bad day.
really? Right? Jesus. Do I?
But anyway,
I'm gonna go
You-
try to buy my fucking dice because this is so stupid.
Either way,
Yeah,
Luckily, I'm in
Discord's just being
quarantine, so-
mean.
There it is.
Hey, Ormus, I'll tell you what. I've got a special dice right here that rolls really good. I'll roll a couple of rolls for you.
Well, I'm in quarantine, so I'm at home. I didn't know where my dice were.
hmm
But
Molly
So-
got a decent roll.
yeah,
I'll roll-
13.
that is sexist. All right.
First roll.
Anyway,
Trust me, you won't.
That is so fucking sexist.
anyway, you can see as they essentially trot in, and the guy in front of you, open the door. We've got a man that needs to pee. Open the door. Open the door. And the doors open in front as they recognize, him essentially and everyone else, and they're bustling
I'll be
through.
right back. In all this, I need to pee now, so I'll be.
All right. You all see watching all of this through the scry, as the guard is disguised as Oramus gets taken into the sort of guard command building, taken into a steel cell, and is put down directly on top of a bucket, and then they lock the doors behind him.
Nice.
What would you all in the house like to do?
I looked up at Fionn with concern. Should we go help him?
Probably.
I mean, I think we should, but I don't know what in the hell we'd be like. What?
By the way, sorry, go ahead.
I've helped put people in prison for false reasons before, but I've never broken them out for false reasons.
Yeah, a reason for kind of BS reason, if you don't mind my language.
Well, I mean, it was
Okay.
technically against the law what you did. I mean, I don't think it should have been, but it was technically against the law, so.
Yeah.
So I just rolled this dice 3 times. The one I said was the good one. I rolled an 18 and 2 17. So this is definitely the lucky dice.
Hells yeah.
I'm gonna hold on to this one. Hey, Ormus, if you need any good rolls,
I'm sure it'll be kept in mind. So, Real says, basically suggests again, well, we could always kill them all.
Well, he does have what is it? The one where he moves from place to place, not Misty Step.
Dimension
the
Door?
one-
Speaking
that
of which, I'm gonna try and keep track of how far we go from the inside gate.
Okay.
You already used your Dimension Door though, didn't you?
I have 2 spells.
Okay, good.
oh, and you
Don't worry, I've been keeping it in mind. That's why I was trying to use darkness, because last spell of the day right there, and I would have been so much easier.
Do we have any way to get a message? Because, like, Philbin Sending's the only thing that we have to communicate long-distance messages, don't we?
Basically, yeah. And let me ask you this, Ormus. What was your polymorph from?
disguise. Oh, right. Polymorph, disguise self,
And disguise self, yeah.
and Dimension Door.
Polymorph. Well, disguise self is from my hat,
Okay.
and polymorph once a day. I can use it.
Wait, you have a hat that can make you disguise self?
Yeah.
What's it
Some of you
called?
guys have them, yeah. You were given a couple of them a while ago.
That was in Arata's dungeon, right?
No, actually, Lee, you weren't there for that. That was when Jareth asked you to go on a secret mission to go to the big ship, the Morningstar ship,
Okay. I was sick that week.
and y'all quit. But anyway, what do you get the polymorph from, Ormus? Just curious.
It's it just given it to me. It's like you can cast polymorph once a day,
From what?
just
though?
like bestow curse.
As a warlock? You just get it?
Mhm.
All right, cool.
Um,
All right, so the rest of you in the house,
Cast polymorph as a warlock spell once a day.
you're you're scrying on him. Well, does it count against your spell slot?
That is a good question.
Yeah, because normally it'll give you the spell, but it doesn't count
If it
number of spells you can know, but it usually counts as a spell slot's being used still.
if it doesn't specify as using a spell slot, it doesn't, because I have a pact boon that allows me to cast Deafness Blindness once a day, but it specifies that I do use a pact spell slot for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just says as a warlock spell once a day.
Yeah,
As a
well,
warlock spell, so it's likely that you use your spell slot. What exact pact does it come from? Does it, do you know?
It's an invocation. I gotta look it up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up too.
Shit.
Eldritch Invocations. Alright. Sculptor of Flesh? Is that it?
No.
Relentless Hex.
There's the alter self one. Well, that one doesn't apply, but
Yeah, I mean, you can cast Polymorph once using a wizard spell slot. You can't do so again. I mean, is it Sculptor of Flesh or is it?
No. Something. God, oh my God, this is really annoying.
Do you know what it
Open with
might
Google
be?
Chrome or Reddit. I know I have Pact of the Blade.
Pact of the Blade.
well,
Which gave me my sword, my spectral sword, but I don't have that anymore.
You no longer have that, yeah.
what is your current pact?
If
Like-
I had an opportunity to change it, I didn't yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because I figured everything was still the same. I just got that taken away.
Well, no, we talked about it. You've got a different path, but it doesn't give you polymorph. If you've got it through one of your invocations, the only invocation that I can find that gives you polymorph is from the Sculptor of Flesh one thing. In which case, it does count as a spell slot being. Yeah, Sculptor of Flesh. You have to be 7th level to pick it up. You cast Polymorph once using a Warlock spell slot. That's the only thing I can find that gives it to you.
crazy.
That's as far as I can tell, that's the only way Warlocks can get Polymorph through their class.
That's cool. Okay.
I may have taken it as an implication.
Yeah. Anyway, so you're out of spell slots, and well, you only are out of spell slots until you finish a short rest, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So you could just spend an hour in here. Of course, your disguised self will run off, but whatever. Oh no, wait.
I can
How
just-
long? You could just do it again because it's the hat.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, you're fine as long as nobody, interferes. But you all that are watching this, Ormus doesn't seem too worried. He's just sitting on a bucket. Are you peeing
With
yet,
my arms
Ormus?
crossed. I already did.
Oh man.
They brought you in and put you on the bucket. You're just sitting there on it?
Oh, well, I would have went right into the... Wait, is it a pee bucket?
They literally took you into a cell, put a bucket in there, put you on top of the bucket, and then locked the door behind you.
Yeah, I'll pee.
Okay.
I've
Cut my
never
water
heard.
skin.
I've never
Or-
heard someone claiming that they'll pee with that much defeat in their voice before.
I'm not sure if you literally are going to be able to. You might have to
Water
fake
skin.
it. Yeah, you might make a sleight of hand check to pretend to pee.
Oh
Oh,
man.
Jesus Christ. The one time I don't have my dice on me now. Wow. Okay.
Are they watching you?
Oh yeah, he's being watched.
They're gonna watch him pee. Be like, a little privacy, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna look around, turn around and be like, I'm a shy peer. Come on.
there doesn't seem to be a lot of response.
Yeah.
God damn, these. I don't know why I don't use this dice more.
One only wonders. Yeah, you're able to, get the whole thing going, and you Austin Powers through it with a water bottle.
Nice.
The rest of you, luckily,
Or
are
he's
able
gonna turn
to.
around and be like, if you don't stop watching, I'm gonna pee on you.
The rest of you, through the scrying, are luckily able to see the water bottle on the other side of him. So you're not, you know that you're not actually watching what he's trying to imply that you are watching.
Molly's still embarrassed by it though.
Yeah, it's still a little. Yeah. So what are you all in the house planning to do? What do you want to do?
Well,
This
if
whole
Molly
ordeal is just.
has explained that he seems fine, which it feels like he seems fine, then...
You're able to actually see for yourself. You're able to watch through the scrying.
Oh, okay. For some reason I was thinking it was similar to when Ormus had Havram, and it was like she sees it mystically and kind of separates from her own body, and she sees it that way.
I see it in my scrying dish. I have a jade bowl inlaid with platinum, I think, and I'm using that as a scrying dish.
Yeah, I mean I'm assuming that it's akin to like a crystal ball kind of effect. Like you can see through this swirling mystical portal of water, and you're able to see roughly what's going on.
Okay.
This before when I was trying to scry on Therdrick.
Then-
When I went into my closet to get enough darkness to see.
Then can I make a check to see if what I'm seeing to me means that I've gathered that he's got the situation under control? Or rather, see how he's handling the situation.
I mean, he seems to be fake peeing for some reason. You're not quite sure he might have hit the roof a little hard.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I'm not wording how I, like, basically gather his demeanor to see if I can see if how he feels about the situation.
Do an insight check.
Yeah, do an insight check.
I mean, you should have a great insight.
Yeah, I have a +9 to insight. That's a 21.
He seems calm. He doesn't seem worried. I mean, he doesn't. He seems this typical argumentative self. He just yelled at a guard and threatened to pee on him while holding his water bottle, like or his water skin. Like he doesn't seem to be anything other than what he usually is. I guess it's tough to read Ormus. He's very difficult to read. And generally speaking, if you read something from Ormus, you know well enough now to assume that it's because he wanted you to read it, and it's probably a lie. You don't know what the heck's going on in his head, but he's not freaking out, so he must have some kind of a plan. Maybe?
Well, to me it seems like he's not freaking out, so I think he's got a plan. I trust him. I do. I trust him. I think we're good to just leave him be, because, like, if his spells work the same way I do, maybe give him an hour and he'll be fine. He can find a way out of this. I know he has that weird thing with that door thing spell, so I imagine he'll be fine.
Alright, well, I'm gonna rest for a little bit so I can do this again in an hour. The scrying thing, I mean. So we can check in on him again.
Yeah, I need to rest. Actually, how are my spell slots? I'm fine.
Probably not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's-
have 2 first level ranger in my pack spells, so.
Mm-hmm. And it's really, it's early evening. Certainly not the end of the world here.
I'll take the opportunity to eat the shepherd's pie and use that as a kind of enjoy the meal, pick it apart mentally, think about how I can use it myself in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Because I typically go for like fish dishes, having lived in a place close to the sea.
Well, you think that this is a genuine sort of shepherd's pie, that it does seem to be jam-packed full of some oats and some veggies and some kind of plain animal. It's decent, Arini certainly seems to be a fair cook, and she's served some to Bahamut. Real seems to like it. He seems to be enjoying his time in exile quite a bit.
Good. Well, all this talk of peeing has me having to use the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Alright.
same. I already did.
So Ormus, while you're in the sort of cage here, while you're in the jail cell, a sort of a shorter human. You can see he's got an eye patch over his one eye, and he's wearing a kind of somewhat long, kind of brownish cloak and brown boots. Clean shaven, shaggy black hair, a little bit of gray. And he comes in and he's smoking a cigar, which is unusual because most smoke pipes here. But he comes in and he looks at you and goes, "Hey, you the fella that they say is charmed?"
Supposedly, I'm not charmed. How long has it been?
Oh, it's only been like maybe 5-10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
That's a fast response.
This can be bad.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking at you and he says, "You don't feel charmed? That's good. That's good."
Does anybody ever feel charmed?
Yeah, that's...
If they feel charmed, they're not charmed.
But what do you say, Ormus?
Can I just be left alone, please? I'm already miserable enough.
He says, "Oh, I'd love to do that. We would really love to, but if you are charmed, though, we got to make sure that you're not, hurt yourself or anyone else. We're really here just for your help. I would say no, but I can't. I'm sorry."
So then what are you doing?
He just sort of leans against the bars a little bit. And he's, "Well, I just wanted to come see how you are, check on you, ask you a couple of questions. Like, how did you end up out there? They said that you were on a roof or thrown off a roof or something. What happened?"
I don't remember. I hit the roof pretty friggin' hard from what someone told me on the inside.
Oh, but you did hit the roof. I see. Who told you that you hit the roof?
The people on the inside of the house that I fell on.
Oh, okay. They said that you did it. Not someone else? Not someone else hit the roof? He scratches a little bit of scratch on his chin. He says, "It's not a thing. The other guys that was there, the other guard, he says that the homeowner said the other guy landed on the roof."
Well,
He's looking at you with suspicious eyes. He says,
last
"Yeah,
I knew,
there's a
on the
big
ground,
blue
my
fella."
my whole body aches, so that's kind of a key factor.
Mm-hmm. I see. A whole body. That's tough. And he's sort of nodding and he's thinking a little bit. And he's like, so you think the blue fella threw you up on the roof and then the homeowner just didn't know who? Greetings,
Said,
Aladrin.
Hey,
We missed you.
you ready to watch me fuck this up?
Go on, Ormus.
Well, considering how I was sliding off the roof, yeah.
He nods and he says, "So you did slide off the roof then?"
Yeah, and then everything went pretty black for a moment again, and then I was up, and then that blue fellow was trying to see if I was okay.
I see. Do you remember what you were even doing out there?
Nope.
That's odd. We don't have as you know, we don't have a lot of dedicated archers. They're usually only in some places. We only have about 5 of them or so that are dedicated archers.
Well, damn. Jig's up.
That's why I'm just gonna be like, that's what I am? Huh.
And he says, "Oh, so you've completely lost your memory."
I mean,
Well, I don't even remember my name at this point.
There's only 5 of them.
He nods and he says, "Oh, you don't remember your name? Don't remember what you're doing there? Don't remember who you are? Yeah, it's good that we got you in here." He nods. And he says, "Are you hungry at all? Do you know?"
I don't feel hungry.
And he says, "Yeah, but you just hurt all over."
Yeah.
And he says, "All right.
I
Well,
just kind of want to.
we'll try to
rest
get
and
somebody.
be
We'll
left
get
alone.
somebody in here to come check you for wounds. How about that? Is that okay? Is that going to be all right?
Can I just?
We
sleep
just
for
want
a
to
little
make
bit,
sure
please?
you're okay. That's all."
Can I just sleep for a little bit, please?
He says, "Oh, you'll sleep after, but we got to check. You might have a head injury or something. Sleep might make it worse. You could have a big issue right now."
I just want to sleep, please.
He says, all right. Well, go ahead and lay down there, and we'll get somebody in quick as we can to take a look at you. And we'll try to get you some food, too. And some water. You know.
Thanks.
And we'll get
And
somebody...
then gonna kind of curl up.
Yeah, and he says, could you move the bucket over here? We'll take the bucket out for you, too.
No, it's fine.
Doesn't smell like human pee. What?
Nope. But he says, why don't you want us to get you a fresh bucket?
It's fine. I'm just gonna pretend to sleep.
All right, so you go lay down?
Yeah.
All right. He says, guard, could you get in there and we'll get that bucket out of there for him? And we'll get somebody in to take a look at his wounds as quick as we can. You know, you can hear the sound of keys on a ring behind you. And
The guard.
clanking as the door opens. Pardon, Lee?
Can I play the guard?
Of course.
All right. I walk in after opening the door, and I grab the bucket, and I'm watching him real closely as I kind of back out with the bucket.
All right. He's also the fellow that seems to be, for whatever reason, some kind of detective here. He is also watching very closely. And as soon as you come out, he closes the door.
I say, this doesn't smell like human pee.
Here,
He looks in and he goes, oh, he must have really been hydrated. It seems completely
All we
clear.
drink is pee, yeah, or is water, yeah. It's kind of the only thing that comes out of our system. When
Don't
Thank-
drink alcohol.
Good job.
He says, how much did you have to drink today?
I already told you, I don't know. I don't even know who I am. Please go away.
Ah, okay.
I think he's
All
up.
right. Well, I guess this makes sense. All of it kind of makes sense. Yeah, he nods. And he starts to head out, and then he goes, oh, well, one more thing. He comes back over and he says, why are you out of uniform?
I'm not out of uniform. I thought it was disguised as a uniform.
Well, I was going to ask that. Well, actually, I should say that. I should ask you first then. So the uniform does not seem to... it didn't include a hat. So did you put them there without a hat or with a hat? For your disguise.
Also, how did you keep your hat on while falling several stories?
It's stowed
Indiana.
away until I need it.
I got you.
Well, but yeah, Ormus, when you did the disguise, did you put a hat on or no hat? Because the archers you saw didn't have hats.
But I just disguised myself exactly as I saw them.
Okay, so without hats. Yeah, he asked you. So, I guess you probably don't remember, but are you in uniform? Why are you out of uniform?
I
Kind of looking at you.
just told you I don't even remember who I am.
He nods, says, all right. Well, we'll get the watch commander in here, and he'll know who you are. Don't worry, we'll figure this out. And he
Yeah,
pats
okay.
the bars, gives you a smile, and heads out the door.
I don't trust that guy.
All the reason not to.
I think
Uh,
he's something.
the rest
I
of
think
you,
he's one of the dragons. To be
the
honest.
rest of you saw all of that. But Aladrin,
Yes.
if you recall, we had left off where you had had a bit of a naval battle in which you essentially single-handedly destroyed and sank one ship, and then sank your own ship, and are now on a somewhat sinking ship with a Morningstar crew on it that you have intimidated into presumably not jumping overboard or killing you.
Mhm.
What would you like to do? It's early morning, well before any of this sort of nonsense that Ormus has got himself into. You are on, you know, in the sea. You think can't quite tell if you're in the muddy sea or if you've moved out into the open ocean. You can just see the Morningstar fleet far off in the distance, and you are on a Morningstar ship with Morningstar colors that has by now covered in a deck covered largely in blood, but with no bodies because they've gone overboard, and it has taken on a bit of water. What would you like to do?
There's still an alive crew, right?
Yes, it's in quotation marks. Yes,
Yeah.
there is a living crew that
Yeah.
is on this ship. They are dwarven, and they are in Morningstar employ,
Yeah.
or at least most recently were.
Yeah, they're not in my employ. Um, I'm gonna try and get them to repair the ship and get the water off out of the ship, so
All
that
right,
way we don't
they
have water anymore.
you gave them that order already, and you
Mm-hmm.
assisted in the repairs, and the repairs are underway, and they are pumping the water out.
Okay.
Right now, it still has some residual water and a minor leak, but that's something that surely these are good dwarves. They'll have plenty of opportunity and chance to be able to do that. That's not a concern. They'll be
Okay.
able to fix it in time. What would you like to do in addition to that? What would you like to do, essentially?
I'm going to sail us slowly towards the Morningstar fleet.
All right. When you get back up on deck from having gone under to help with essentially reconfiguring the bow of the ship from the inside to try and reduce the amount of leaks coming through, when you go up, you can see that the remaining crew is seemingly starting to sail the wrong way. They're making a wide turn away from the fleet.
I'm going to go up and turn us back towards the fleet.
As you go up, you can see a fairly gristly older dwarf on the wheel, and he's on the wheel. What do you do?
I put a hand on his shoulder and like take one of the take a piece of the steering wheel and turn us back towards the fleet.
He says, "Beg your pardon, sir, but I'm steering here."
But you're not in charge.
Damn.
I am the
He
captain
says-
now.
Yeah.
He says, "No one's in charge. You killed the captain. It's a free boat now." And go ahead and roll a strength check to see, because he's trying to push against your hand as he's turning away. He's going basically a big sweeping port turn.
That is a total of a 22 if it's just pure strength.
Okay, yeah, you're able to not only resist his movements, but start to steer it back. And you can see him kind of putting his weight into it, but he's still not successful in doing so. And there's a little creak from the wheel as the tensions mount.
Yeah. This might be a good opportunity to make an intimidation. Be like, no, I'm in charge.
I am the captain now.
Oh yeah, but top that.
It's not a free boat. I took the boat. It's my boat now.
He says, "Aye, and you can have it when we get to port and we get off."
You're my crew now.
Or You can get off and be tried as war criminals, or you can fight for your lives.
He says, war criminals?
War
We're
criminals
just sailors.
You could
under the employ of a tyrannical organization.
Under the employ of the largest, most profitable adventuring corp in the world, in history. We're just sailors. You're a pirate. He points at you and he says, no offense.
None taken, because I did steal your ship.
I
So I'm
killed the
taking
captain.
rest of- because he tried to kill me. That was self-defense.
And he says, and I've got no problem with you.
I told him not to be stupid, and I'm going to give you the same option to not be stupid.
You can see him, a bit taken aback at that. And he says, the captain and the first mate were Morningstar sympathizers. We're just hands on this ship.
Well, if you like work, you'll have work working for me. All I need is a crew to take care of the ship. I'll take care of everything else.
He says, good, we'll take care of it over there. And he tries to turn the wheel again, make a strength check.
If I may say, I usually wouldn't condone this type of behavior, but I feel like the only way you're going to make a point is to just kill this man on the spot.
Yeah. That is a 16.
Okay. The wheel, amazingly, as he sets his, booted feet and puts his entire body into it, begins to turn back to port as he turns further away from the... And he says, if you like, we'll drop you off at the next port, and we'll continue on, but we're not going towards them.
If you want to go back to shore, I'm afraid you'll have to swim.
And you can see as he raises his voice, and you hear that, lad? He thinks he can kill us all.
he killed all the soldiers himself.
That's true, he did. But you can see quite a few of the other crew, basically kind of standing around below.
Do you really want to see me try to kill you all?
He says it'll be worth it if I get to see you try and sail this alone.
You won't if you're at the bottom of the sea.
Yeah. Who's around us right now?
That's just him and you on top of this sort of deck. These are larger ships than what you came in on. The ship that you took from Bacata originally was sort of an even deck ship. This is a split deck ship, and it's basically just you and him up here, and a bunch of other crew looking up from below.
Maybe
I'm
seem to be working on them.
I'm going to let go of the wheel, and I'm going to pick him up and throw him overboard.
Okay, make an an athletics check.
Contested?
Oh yeah, it's contested, but he's still got to do it.
That is a total of a 16.
Okay, you are not able to pick him up. He is held onto the wheel, and he says, "Get off of me!" And tries to kick you. He rolled a 21 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay. He does a grand total of 6 damage as he boots you, trying to get you off.
With a kick? That's insane.
He's got +3 strength, and he's a kind of monk.
Oh, fuck, that's insane. That's impressive.
It's not that impressive. You do a lot worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, he, boots you and yells, "Come on, lads! If he wants to go for Morningstar, he can swim!" And you can see them quickly rush up, trying to, wanting to grab you. What would you like to do?
I'm going to rage, pick him up, and again try to throw him overboard.
Okay, attempt to pick him up.
Ooh, that's not fantastic. That is a 17.
Okay, you succeed in being able to pry him off of the steering wheel here, essentially going full Vader, grabbing him Emperor Palpatine style, as you're lifting him up. Now, it's a bit far to throw him. Do you want to try and walk him closer to the side and throw him next turn? Because right now, basically, it's a turn to pick him up.
Yeah. How far is it?
Pretty far. I mean, it's like a 30-foot wide ship, so like 15 feet.
Oh.
Yeah, I will.
Which is
I'll
not
walk
difficult. You can walk it.
Yeah, I'll walk to the side and I'll throw
Okay.
him next time.
All right, and immediately, basically, as you walk over, let's see, he'll try to escape. So make another check as he tries to wiggle his way away from you.
May I make a point real quick? Aldrin threw a displacer beast further than this, I'm pretty sure.
No, not further.
What was it, 10 feet?
Yeah, it was about 10 feet, and on top of that, too, he can't pick him up and throw him on the same turn.
No.
So at that point, he might as well move so that he uses.
Okay.
That is a 15 plus 9. 24.
Okay, yeah, you're able to hang on to him pretty sturdily, and quite a few of the other crewmates come forward and try to grab onto you as well. So I'm assuming you'll make athletics checks to avoid being grappled and picked up as well?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and make 3 of them as they attempt to grab onto you.
One of them is a 22.
Okay,
The second one is a 16,
okay,
and the third is another 16.
okay. You're able to resist as 3 of these dwarves are trying to grab onto you and essentially try and pick you up or get him away or anything, and they fail at all of it, and there's just, yelling essentially. Come on, get him! Throw him over! All this other stuff. So what would you like to do? You're standing there, you got him in your arms, whole bunch of dwarves trying to grab all over you.
I just toss him over my shoulder into the water.
Okay, go ahead and make just, a ranged attack, see how far you can throw. Essentially.
That would be is it just strength or proficiency?
It'll be strength. I mean, we're basically just trying to see how far you can throw.
Alright, that would be, if it's just strength, a 14.
Okay, yeah, you're able to get him a fair distance out, far enough away from the ship that there's certainly no issue. He's just straight going out as the ship continues to list, no longer being under control and continuing to... It's actually straightening out a little bit on its own. But in doing so, you have done that. Would you like to do anything else before the other fellow to try and grab you as more and more are coming up?
I'm going to shout, does anyone else want to go for a swim?
Alright, one other question. How long does your rage last?
1 minute, or unless I attack or take damage.
1 minute? Oh man.
Yeah.
I thought it was just until you attacked or took damage or whatever.
Yeah, if I continue to take damage or attack for 1 minute straight, it continues to last.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't attack or take damage in that minute, it drops.
Oh man, that's crazy. 10 whole rounds of rage without attack? Okay, that's fine. Whatever.
Hey, that's like their whole thing, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
a whole minute? It
Yeah.
just seemed...
I mean, that makes sense to me.
Fair enough, I guess.
Cool.
But anyway, the rest of the crew attempts to grab you as more and more are coming up the steps to hold on to you and try to pin you against railing. So go ahead and make 5 athletics checks this time.
With do you get advantage for them?
He is
Yeah.
raging, so this gets his usual.
25, 16, 25, 23. That's 3, 4,
One more.
Oh,
and that
shit.
is a 17.
Okay. You amazingly resist as 5 more are attempting to grab you and throw you over. You think any more, you're going to get swarmed pretty heavily as you're already fairly surrounded with your back against the ship. What would you like to do?
I'd feel bad about killing them.
Yeah. Plus, you kind of need them.
Yeah. So I'm going to just take out the great axe and start whacking them over the head with the flat of the blade.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack. Or make attacks.
That is a 17,
Alright, that hits.
and then 11 plus 3, 14 damage.
Okay, and you're trying to be non-lethal?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to bonk him.
And for the second attack, that is a 16
Okay, yeah, that hits.
and 11 points of damage.
Okay. Yep, you bonk him.
And static electricity shouldn't be lethal.
It's like a taser.
Uh-huh.
It's only-
So one of them has to make a save against static electricity.
He made the save.
Alright. And that is 6 lightning damage, half to 3.
Okay. It's a bit of a shock, but he doesn't seem to be, they don't seem to be too paused by it. Continuing on, frankly, not very pleased. As more and more continue to swarm you. You've essentially, they're working together now that they have enough of them. So go ahead and make your athletics check with advantage. Just make 1, and then we'll see if the rest of them can try to grab onto you. Because with like 6 or 7 guys going around, surely they can try to do something against you.
Luckily for them, I rolled low. That's
And
a 14.
Alright, and they rolled a natural 20, so you are shocked as 7 dwarves. Oh god, it had to be 7, didn't it? 7 dwarves grab you and pick you up. And they seem to be right about ready to throw you over along with the fellow who, was navigating previously.
Snow Aldrin and the 7 Dwarfs.
Yeah. What do you want to do, Aldrin? You're surfing here. Crowd surfing, so to speak.
I'm going to wrestle my way down from this pile of dwarves so that they're not holding me over.
Okay. Attempt to free yourself from their grapples.
That is a 28.
God damn. That is... Yeah, you're able to twist and break yourself free again. And they're continuing to scream, "Get him!"
Was that my action? I assume it was, to break out of the grapple.
Basically, that was a big part of it, but you're able to move if you want, or, do something or say something, sort of.
One of them needs to make another save against static electricity.
He rolled an 18 again.
And that he takes 3 half to 1 damage.
Okay. This one guy's been shocked for 4 now. Just
Oh,
stop it!
stop fighting! And then I will start. I'll walk away. I'll walk down where it's harder for them to throw me overboard.
Okay, you take 7 attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, but they're they're puny dwarves.
What's your AC?
They all get
17.
right?
What'd you say, Molly Mort?
They all get advantage because he's raging, right?
No, that's only when he.
That's
takes...
only if he's being reckless.
Yeah.
Okay. I do not understand barbarians enough. Apologies.
Barbarians are
That's
bad.
fine.
I love them.
Okay.
Okay.
With a 17, 2 hit you, and one of them accidentally hits one of their friends
Nice.
Oh.
as they're attempting to just like batter you with various pins. You take 4. You take 7 bludgeoning damage, which you can reduce by as
Okay.
2 of them smack onto you as you attempt to move away, and you are able to essentially step free of them, and you want to move down to a lower section of the deck.
Yeah.
Okay. You do so. And what would you like to do? There's crew down here too. There's
I'll
quite
look
a
at-
few guys on ship.
I'll look at the crew. Are you gonna try and throw me overboard too?
You could see them draw daggers and they shake their head.
Well, what character are you gonna roll up next week?
I don't think sailors can kill him. If he absolutely has to, he can dive overboard.
Yeah. I don't think a bunch of sailor dwarves could kill me faster than I could kill them. That's the thing.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll find
We'll
out in a
see.
few minutes. What do you want to do?
I'll end my turn once I'm down there.
Okay. You can see, or rather, maybe you don't see. Let's see. Your AC is 17, right?
Yes.
Okay. A net lands beside you, having been thrown from above, but missed you. But even though it landed beside you and didn't have much of effect, a couple of sailors dive in with daggers, attempting to, stab.
Mm.
That's an 18. That'll hit. That'll miss, and that'll miss. You take a very threatening 4 slashing damage, which you can reduce by half,
Mhm.
as one of them succeeds in hitting, and the other dwarves from up come up and then try to grapple you again. Make an athletics check to resist being grappled.
22.
You continue to resist these dwarves as they're just getting their salty, grubby hands trying to hold on to you, but are being unsuccessful due to the tremendous strength. If not for the only slightly off size comparison, this is akin to like Gulliver's Travels, where they are attempting to grab and, capture and stab a giant, and the giant is merely not amused. What would you like to do?
I will, since they're trying to kill me. It's only fair that I return the favor
Okay.
and start swinging.
All
Reckless,
Remember,
Great weapon master.
you gotta realize when the time to bail is.
Yeah,
Against the ones with daggers?
against whichever ones are in range. So
Okay.
the ones with the daggers for now.
All right.
That is a lot.
I'll assume a hit. That's a hit.
It's a 20-something.
You're looking for a 12.
So,
Well,
15.
somewhere between a 12 and a 10, depending on which one it is.
15 plus
Oh,
8.
actually, an 11, excuse me. You're looking for an 11.
Oh, a 15 plus 8 damage would
He's
be
dead.
Yeah.
Well, 15 plus 8.
Yeah.
Him and the guy next to him is dead as you cleave through with the axe.
This is the point where you say, I told you not to fuck with me.
I'm just going to look at the rest of them. Are we really going to have to do this?
You can see them back up quite a bit more.
Do you still have an attack?
Yeah.
Oh god, and movement. Fuck.
Yeah, they. Well, I mean, are you? Do you want to relinquish, or do you want to make? Because they won't respond until their turn.
I'll make a second attack.
Okay, you make you make a second attack after giving them a warning.
Reckless, great weapon master. Same
All right,
effects.
there's only one more left with daggers. Do you want to focus on him or the unarmed ones?
The one with the dagger.
Okay, go for the one with the dagger.
26, 21 total
Damage or to hit?
to hit.
Okay, yeah, it hits. Like I said, you're looking for an 11.
21 plus, so that'd be 29 damage total.
Okay, do you want to cleave through this guy too?
I won't cleave through into the unarmed one.
Okay, so you carefully slice this guy from essentially shoulder to hip, and
You play him a bit.
one heavy slice, and he is in chunks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You hear, or do you end your turn?
Yeah, I'll end my turn.
Okay. You hear a splash and look over to see one of the two remaining crew members that you brought with you from Bacata being thrown into the water further up on the ship, near the bow.
Mm.
And they back up from you, and you know the unarmed ones have got like their hands up, like they don't want any part of that. But they are backing away. What would you like to do?
might be time to bail. Do they have a rowboat?
I'll give them one chance, one last chance to surrender the boat to my leadership.
And what do you
And
say?
I'll tell them, you can either leave the ship and swim to shore, or you can stay with me and only have to take care of the ship while I take care of everything else.
I mean, you can tell looking to the s- that there's not even a visible shore. It would be virtually certain death to just have them, randomly swimming around. There, so you're essentially promising them a certain death to a possible survival. And the ones up front kind of look at each other and nod, and one of them yells, let him be, and you can see where there's kind of a wrestling match going on with your last remaining crew member from Bacata that's still on board, and the fellow trying to grab him and throw him over stops. And the crew member doesn't seem too happy, though. He, punches the guy a bit, and the fight resumes again up there, at least. As the crew members swarm in, they're like, all right, break it up.
Aldrin, I suggest you learn to sleep with one eye open.
I'm an elf. I always do that.
Oh,
I'm
that's
always
true. You don't have to
cognizant of
sleep.
my surroundings.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you tell these guys to do?
I'll tell them to try and fish out the ones that were thrown overboard.
Including the one you threw over?
I'll see if he'll be civil and work with me, and if not, he's going back overboard. So,
Alright.
yeah,
Gee.
including him.
All right.
I like the idea of you fishing him out, pulling him up, and like, you gonna work with me? He punches you in the face and you toss him back.
Yeah. Catch and release.
they get to work fishing out the crew member from Picard and the fellow that you threw over, while the remainder of the crew toss over the recently released sailors that you dispatched.
Mhm.
You know, when you get up there, they're
Yeah.
there. What do you tell them to do?
I'll essentially give them the orders of, as long as we keep pace with the Morningstar ships, they won't have to worry about anything else. I will handle the combat. And
And they say, and what do we do when they come to fight us?
then I'll,
Don't fight them.
yeah, you just stay out of the way, make sure you don't die, and wait for me to get there.
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. It's like, I don't know. They probably attack.
Yeah, they say, that it's suicide going against them.
Well, it's suicide going against me too, so would you rather face an immediate threat or face one that has to hunt you down and go through an equal threat?
The guy that you wrestled with first says, "Take my chance with the sharks," and he jumps overboard.
He's
you
made
can
his
see,
choice.
yeah, he left. And let's see here. Since you've offered it to them, of the remaining about a dozen crew members, 3 others jump over as well and start swimming off to what is hopefully the shore. But you can tell just from looking at it, the boat's just been kind of turning aimlessly. Likely you can still just see Morningstar's fleet in the distance. So you can get yourself back on course with the remainder of the crew, if you so choose.
Yeah, I'll begin to get us back on track.
And you just want to keep up with them?
I want to keep up with them so that mainly I can get a point of rest and the crew can repair the boat.
Okay, so you're going to go rest?
Yeah.
Alright. Do you tell them to let you know anything, or do you give them any standing orders when you go rest?
I tell them the minute Morningstar breaks formation or anything out of the ordinary appears on the sea to come get me.
Okay.
I realize we're the bad guys.
That happens.
I mean, we just killed a bunch of people and then condemned those poor guys to death.
I gave them the chance.
I mean, do you guys have any lifeboats? No,
Hmm?
I assume they don't have lifeboats.
No, they don't.
Damn, that's so sad.
Alright. So you go take your rest. Later that evening, well, actually, let's see, because we're in 3 separate time periods, so I don't want to skip a far too ahead. But later that evening, Ormus is still in jail, and it's been about 10 minutes since we passed him last. And the same fella, the same one-armed fella, fella, comes in with another guy who seems to be wearing some kind of weaved sash of some kind. That, and also he seems to have some kind of a stick, like a riding crop, but not really. Some sort of oddly, like a baton of authority. He is likely the watch commander, as was previously promised. And the one-eyed fellow comes in, and he's right over here. He's right over. And he goes into where you are, Ormus.
Wait. If I had time, I could have Misty stepped and got out of there.
You had 10 minutes. You did not have time. Because remember, you're out of spell slots.
Misty step is once a day, once a rest.
Oh. Well, you haven't rested yet. Didn't you use it? Or no, you didn't
Nope.
use it, right?
Nope.
Misty Step. Okay, let's see here. Alright, so, where are you teleporting to?
There's no guard.
No, there's a guard.
Mm,
Boy, what?
Lee, you're the guard, remember?
Boy.
So, where do you want to Misty Step to? You can only go up to 30 feet in unoccupied space that you can see. You can only see, essentially, this cell and the walkway outside of it where a guard is stationed. Where would you like to go?
What's all this?
do I know that it's Lee?
No, it's not Lee. It's just
Oh,
he's just
I'm not,
oh, he's acting. Okay.
he's acting because Lee's time period is a day ahead of everyone else, and so I want to at least get 2 people on the same day.
Gotcha.
2 of these
Yeah.
3 groups on the same day before I go back to Lee.
being guards.
Yeah. So yeah, what's oldest in?
Boy.
But yeah. So what do you like to? You want to Misty Step out of the thing and Shanghai the dude? What do you want to do?
Well, having the Pact of the Tome now, I was trying to remake the character, and I was about to start going through the spells to see what I had for cantrips, since I don't have my blade anymore.
Yep.
Can
So-
you get a little bit more time?
Having
You can do
thoroughly-
nothing. But you said you wanted to escape within that 10 minutes. So if you're not escaping, the 10 minutes pass.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, having thoroughly looked through all of the Warlock spell list, there's not a cantrip to help you out of this.
No, but Pact of the Tome, I can use any cantrip.
Do you have
And,
Pact of the Tome?
yeah, because since I don't have blade anymore, you said I could choose.
No, I didn't say you choose. I said you have the one that he gave you, which is not Pact of the Tome.
Okay.
Which one did he give him?
Well, I don't know which one then.
Well, okay. We'll go over it again later. I wrote you a new one. But anyway,
Well, I remember what he gave me, but okay.
that's your new pact. Yeah.
I mean, you could Eldritch Blast your way out.
But yeah, I mean, do you escape in that 10 minutes or no?
Yeah, just Eldritch Blast the guard.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I'm standing there, twiddling my thumbs.
Shit. Fuck it. Yeah, I'll try to escape, I guess.
They
Okay.
also think you're charmed.
How-
So.
How would you like to escape?
Sure. Misty step out, and then I'm just gonna. How far away is the guard from me?
In front of the guard, or in front of the bars, maybe 10 feet.
Am I sitting at a desk?
Okay, and
No, just kind
How-
of standing there.
well, how far away is the door? For not my cell door, but the door for like this area.
You don't, I mean, you kind of remember
I
it,
can look
but
through.
you can't see it.
I can look through the bars, can't I?
Yes, and you can see a hallway about 10 feet wide with a guard in it.
Ooh.
You can't see past the corner, basically.
Yeah, you can see a little bit, but it's just
Oh,
more
there's a
hallway.
corner.
You can't see the. Yeah, I mean, the cell is sort of inset into the wall a fair amount. I mean, you can't see all the way.
I figured I'd be able to like kind of like peek my head almost through the bars and just kind of look down on either side.
You want to try and put your head through the bars?
Hey, what are you doing? Never
I'm looking.
mind.
So come on,
Can't
if you're gonna
sleep.
escape, you got 10 minutes before these guys come back. So what are you gonna do?
Although,
Misty step as far as I can down the hallway, and then just book it.
know that.
You probably still have
What?
an action if you have an action, right?
I have a what?
You have an action, right? Because Misty Step is a bonus action.
It is a bonus action. Yeah, you still got an action, but yeah, you appear. Lee, can I trust you to be the guard and to act like an actual serious guard?
I'm going to act like no, of course, yeah.
Okay. You have been given the orders that this guy is either charmed or disguised, and watch him.
Oh,
He's
and I
gonna
don't trust
probably try to escape.
him. Yeah, I've been watching him like a hawk.
Mm-hmm. Good. So he kind of is trying to look down the hall a bit. You're asking him what he's doing, and then he just says something.
Yeah, I'm just looking, and then
Yeah,
as
and then he
far away
turns,
as I can.
and then he turns into mist, and then appears a bit further down the hallway from you in a mist again. What would you like to do, Ormus, with the remaining of your turn? The remainder.
Cast Eldritch Blast twice, and
Oh, short life of a guard.
Wait, why? Oh, two bolts.
Yeah, 2 bolts of
Yeah, it's
Eldritch
2 bolts.
Blast.
Okay.
Yep, and then I can cast it twice.
What kind of AC are we looking at? Like an 18?
How do you cast it twice?
Do
No,
attack.
for... Yeah, but that doesn't let you use Eldritch Blast twice. That
Okay.
just lets you cast a spell. You can attack twice as it turns into melee. And no, actually the AC is 16.
Yeah,
Okay.
attacking twice means physical attacks. Spells can't be cast twice in a row.
Yeah,
Right.
not unless you're a sorcerer, essentially.
Oh, that's right, the fucking sorcerer stuff.
Yeah, so,
And meta magic.
What's all this then?
yeah. So you
Okay.
you fire 2 beams of Eldritch Blast.
Ow! Oh!
Here. Oh my god. Like, Jesus Christ.
Go ahead and
Spell attack
roll.
is +9,
Yep.
18. Oh wait, that's right. Do I have to roll for both to hit, or is it just one?
You
Yeah,
have to
you
roll
roll
for
both.
both to hit. Make
Okay.
separate attack rolls for each beam.
15 plus 9, 20. Do you want me to still keep using the Discord thing?
It's up to you. Whatever.
Okay, because one of them was an 18, it was a 9 plus 9, and then the 15 plus 9 is 24.
Okay. Yeah, both hit.
Yeah.
Ah,
Go ahead and
quick,
roll your
Dion,
damage.
How much damage? 1d8, 2d8, 3d8 now?
It
1d10
is
per
1d10 per beam. Yeah.
1d10 per.
Yeah, per hit.
As higher level though, isn't it? We
Nope.
have more.
Higher level means
Just the
more
beams.
beams.
Yeah, you get more beams.
Yeah.
Roger. I haven't.
You just
Whatever.
shoot one out of both hands? Just one in each hand? You just Kamehameha double teaming?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hell yeah.
Okay, and it's additional charisma damage. Modifier plus
Really?
5. That's
Do you have a special thing for that?
Probably one of its invocations.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know there is an invocation that does that, but
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like
Because
the,
remember with the Kraken, I was like, oh shit, I could have done that.
okay.
I'm trying to remember what it was, but basically, yeah, it involves, yeah, it's like a, what is it, cruel blast or something? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, go on.
And
I'm
Eldritch.
trying to find it now.
That's okay. Don't
You
worry
can
about
use
it.
your charisma for attack and damage rolls.
Yeah.
Yep. Once per. Okay, send. Okay. Plus 6, plus 5. That's 16.
In terms of damage,
17. Yep. 6 plus 6
All
is 12
right.
plus 5. 17.
Oh.
this poor guard, not even a name tag, is blasted to death by Ormus in his escape attempt.
I'm just a
I'm just
black
gonna-
outline on the wall.
Shit. I'm just gonna like, oh, did not need to. Gotta go.
Anyway, he's dead.
My wife, I love her.
Would you like to do anything else with your turn, Ormus? You gotta move.
Yeah, I was gonna blast him and book it, whether he survived or not.
Okay, you book it towards the door, which is not too far away. And you are certainly able to get to it. What do you want to do when you get there?
Make a quick listen to see if I can't hear anything on the other side.
Alright, make a perception check.
Perception.
It was fun playing that
Yeah,
card.
it's not bad. It's plus 6.
It was quick.
Unnatural 20.
Alright.
14 plus 6.
You don't hear much. Yeah.
Is the door locked?
You attempt to open it, and yes, it is locked.
Very slowly. Okay.
It is still locked even when slowly attempted.
It was more like a peek through the door type.
It's still locked.
I still got 10.
Well, you don't know how long you have, but
Well, yeah.
what do you want to do?
Actor. Here's my. How tall was that guard?
Five,
Typical human height. Let's see here. Human height 5e. I know there's a generator for it.
Oh god, everything in 5e is fucking tiny.
I know, right?
And then
Um,
Dragon are like
Roll
6.
2d10, Lee.
Okay.
Quick.
3 and 7.
3 and 7.
Yep.
Is not very much. All right, he is. Hang on. He is 5'8".
Oh, average.
Not my height.
So about average.
Okay. And he didn't really get dusted, did he?
Like he didn't get vaporized, if that's.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna search him real quick. See if there's a key.
Okay. Yeah, you can go up and pat him down. You find quite a few keys, in fact. A whole ring of them. You suspected this is the ring of keys that you heard previously.
Keys.
Awesome. How many cells are there?
There appear to be 5. And you were
Five.
put in the second one.
On
How
the
many
key,
are empty?
I'm also gonna lock it.
All of them.
All of them? Is there anything in there that I can put on top of this body? Like hay? Or like a bed?
No.
Okay.
No, not really. I mean, there are. The cells are fairly barren. There was a bucket in here, but the bucket got taken out. There is a bucket of water here. It's still here. But
Alright, I'm going to put the guard in my cell in the same position that I was in.
okay, you just kind of put him down.
And then try and leave. Disguise the sim.
All right, so you just use your hat of disguise to turn into him?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, as you attempt to leave, this door doesn't have a keyhole on it.
Sorry.
Oh shit.
I like that playing this guard switched from me to Ormus.
Yeah. I did the good old reverse. One. Rest.
Oh, alright.
Order. Real quick, this one's action. Curse. Blade, I don't have that anymore. So delete that.
Now, the scrying has worn off for the rest of you in the house. Do you want to do anything after, it looks like he's kind of got it,
At what point specifically did it wear off?
It wore off while he was just kind of laying there after he had talked with the one-eyed man. After he was insisting that he just go to sleep, essentially.
If we had seen the current events going down, I would say go help him, but since we haven't, I still feel like he's got it.
All right, y'all are enjoying a nice dinner, a fair meal.
Greeny that it looked and smelled great, but no thanks, and I will just chill out for a while.
I forget all the time that Molly's vegetarian.
Yeah, most of the stuff isn't vegetarian, but anyway.
Titans.
Pardon, Mollymort? What?
I said I blame Teen Titans.
I don't get the reference.
I guess that's not quite. I don't know how old you are, Yonder, but in Teen Titans, Beast Boy was a vegetarian because he, as he put it, dude, I turn into most of those animals.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Gosh, does somebody understand this?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
I know Lee does as
Teen
well.
Titans.
But I think he just stepped into the bathroom, so.
Okay, good.
Yep, just me. That's the lame one. So, Armus, what are you doing? This door has no keyhole, and you got a ring of keys.
I'm going to use my raise Spectre feat. Raise him as a Spectre and have him go through that door.
You raise him as a specter?
Like a ghost, basically, right? That's what it is, right?
Yeah, I gotta look that one up. Let's see.
Okay.
Raise specter feat? Is that what it's called?
I believe it's a invocation. Once a day, you can raise a specter from a corpse of a humanoid you killed.
Okay. Interesting.
I did that on some of the fish folk that we killed on the water, I believe,
Yeah.
and then again on something else.
Let's see. Gains your
I think it happened in our. That happened. No, it didn't, because of the mushroom soup episode.
Maybe when it came through, but it might be related to Hexblade, which you no longer have. You might attempt to do it, but in your frustration find that, yeah, because it seems to be linked to Hexblade specifically.
Don't worry.
Hexblade is
Off you.
well, there's shit. Well, Hexblade is
You're packed, right?
no. I think that's just what I was as a warlock.
Warlocks are weird. They get their subclass, which is like Hexblade and Undying.
And then there's the Pact.
Yeah, they have
And then there's Pack.
their pack, which is their doom, basically.
And then there's Invocations.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is
Warlocks
like-
are just confusing.
They are. I kind of regret making one, but
I mean, how do you think I feel
Something new.
where, like, my class is technically Warlock, but not really, you know?
Well, you're like
Yeah.
the same way an Elder Knight is a wizard.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so yeah, you're able to, at starting at 6th level, you're able to then create a trap, curse and trap the. Let's see. Slay a humanoid. Temporary hit points equal to half your warlock level. All right. Yeah, you can raise a specter from this poor guy.
Well,
I'm gonna have him go through the door, and I'm just gonna start shouting, "Help! Help! Help! Help!"
All right. You start shouting, "Help! Help! Help! Help!" As he goes through the door and just goes. Seems still pretty quiet on the other side.
Wow, that guy left me high and dry. Cool. All right, I'm gonna blast this fucking door open then.
All right. Are you still continuing to yell help, or you just kind of stop and wait and listen?
I'll continue. I gotta act like this guy.
Okay. You continue to scream for help. And
I blast through this door.
let's see.
a little
Cursed
bit.
Spectre. You're warlock level. What level are you guys in?
Total level, we're all 10.
Okay, that's about what I thought. So it's got 5
5
hit
HP.
points. 5 temporary HP.
What's all these doing?
Spectre. Ivy. Let's see how quick this goes. On the other side, you basically hear a scream and various yelling. It's the Saboteur! Quick! There's a ghost, etc. There's a lot of various noises on the other side. And you begin to hear essentially some combat going on.
What's all this doing?
I don't think that it obeys your commands. You had them just go through. Beyond
Yep.
that, I think it just kind of, I don't know what it would do. It would just, you told him to go through, he went through. But yeah, you hear various shouts and yelling from the other side. You can hear thumps on the door and thumps around the door. And, soon enough, the door opens. You can hear it unlock. And, yeah, on the other side, you can see the one-eyed man, another fellow with a sash, and a big sword in his hand, and a baton, and then a couple of other guards that are surrounding the door. And the one-eyed
Again,
man...
trying
The one-eyed
burst through
man...
him.
What
He's
happened?
trying to kill me. He's trying to kill me, and I'm fucking hauling.
Okay, they attempt to grab you to help take care of you, assuming that there's always the possibility that you are being charmed against your own will again. So go ahead and make either an athletics or an acrobatics to avoid being grabbed by them as they try to, we got him, hold on, backup's here.
Alright. I'm gonna go with athletics because that's higher.
Sure.
That's a 19.
Okay.
Tell Trudy I love
Strength's
her.
decent. Definitely
Alright.
better than my dexterity.
The fellow with the big sword and the baton is able to grab you with the baton arm as you attempt to. Were you using your strength?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, as you attempt to Red Rover through the line, he's able to grab and hold on to you, and he says, "Don't worry, lad, backup's here, we'll take care of it." And he says, "What happened? What was that thing? Are you hurt?"
I don't know. No.
What's all he said?
Sorry, just still saying it makes me laugh a little bit.
I do imagine there's a guard that's like about to be gone, like sent out, but he hasn't been sent out on patrol yet, just in the background. What's all this then?
The one-eyed man says, "Commander, I think this is our sack." And you can see him looking at you, eyeing you essentially. And, arms have been drawn. They're in fact already drawn, and you're already grappled. What would you like to do, as they seem to be intent on causing harm, potentially?
Wait, what did he say? I believe this is our what?
I believe this is our saboteur!
But why?
Well, because he has to succeed against a DC 12 investigation check, and he rolled a 19
Oh, okay.
to see through your disguise.
Alright, well, it'll be nice meeting your new character, Ormus.
Oh, I put so much into this character, I'm not giving up.
What would you like to do?
Not a spell.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
You've used just about every trick, including the old pee from a bag trick. What would you like to do?
Try and deceive him. Like, I'm not anything. Well, no, that's just retarded. I'm not a saboteur. You need to help me. He's trying to kill me.
Roll a deception check.
I think too far. Actor, you gain advantage on deceptions. Ah, stop it. 11 and nat 20. Oh shit.
So
Very
31 or 33, I think it is. Isn't your deception ridiculously high?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, yeah, you are able to, as you say that, he's looking at you a bit,
That's the first nat 20 I've gotten in forever.
and he looks to the fellow beside. Do you continue to struggle, or do you calm down in his arm?
Continue. Well, I'll calm down a little bit. And kind of like throw a little bit of a fit too, like I am no saboteur. Type of deal.
Lee,
I insist that you throw one of these on to try and mimic the guard. Like, what's all this then?
Please, for the love of God. That way they'll know it's you.
Exactly. What's all this then? Let me go.
Fine, I'll do that.
I ain't no saboteur.
It's the one thing that he said. That about urine, no big deal. But yeah, you
I'll say
throw
that,
a.
yeah.
Oh, what's all this then? As you throw it in, the guard commander says, "All right, where's the prisoner?"
He's in the cell. I'm gonna throw him the keys.
All right, he's got you grappled. You don't really have to throw it. You can just kind of hold them out.
Say, I just need a day.
I knew I should have taken that vacation day today.
And the guard commander points to the three other guards and the one-eyed man, and essentially, kind of, he lets you go, but you're still a bit surrounded. And he says, "Go against the wall. If he moves, kill him." And the commander goes into the cells to go check on the prisoner. And you can see, you've got multiple blades drawn on you. What would you like to do in these moments?
Three people.
3 guards and the one-eyed man.
All against me.
Oh yeah.
You see, I think they know that he's not the guard because when they killed the Spectre, the Spectre said, "What's all this then?"
But what?
Yeah, exactly. The guard did say that, but they're pretty sure you're not because most of them can see that they can see through your disguise. But the guard commander, for whatever reason, did not see through the disguise, and your lie is convincing, so he's going to check. You have maybe 6 seconds before he says to kill you.
I like the idea that the reason they can see through his disguise is that like it's just entirely wrong. Like Ormus didn't like take a good enough look at the guard, and it's like the breastplate is like the wrong color or the wrong shape or something. It's got like the wrong emblem on it. Like instead, it's got like the emblem for the kata.
Like, even one of the guards' eyes is lower for some reason. Like, it's wildly...
What?
Like a really
Oh my god.
Four.
Yeah, so what do you do, Ormus?
I'll blast the one-eyed man in the other eye. Try and blind him.
Okay. Both blasts, or just one and then another on the other guards?
Both blasts for safe.
Okay.
Safe insurances.
Sure. Go ahead and roll to hit, and it'll be at disadvantage because he's very close.
Okay, and then with my other attack,
You don't get another
So-
attack.
but with my weapon.
You have your Eldritch Blast. That takes your entire action.
Okay.
Do you might have, because I have a pact boon that allows me to, if I hit with a
Extra
spell
attack,
as
you
a
can make-
bonus action.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
think
only,
that's
is that
I think that's a Pact of the Blade thing.
No, actually, that mine is that's specifically Pact of the Undying. Apologies.
Okay.
probably for Blood Hunter instead, right?
I don't know for certain, but I know it's a pact boon. So
Yeah, the pact boons are different from Warlock to specifically Profane Soul.
yeah, I just know that like I was like, oh well, that's possible. Well, no, my pact is different. Yeah,
Well, you're different.
Okay.
yeah.
So, both Eldritch Blasts at disadvantage towards the one-eyed man.
So 14, 13, plus 13 plus 1, 9. Fuck. 22, and then 11 and 7 plus 9 is 16.
Okay, so in total, you rolled what for the first attack and what for the second?
I rolled a 22 for the first one with disadvantage, and then a 16, 7 plus 9 for the second one.
Good gravy. Okay, yeah, you hit with 1.
Oof. Okay. Okay, almost max damage. Plus my charisma. Oh my god, I'm getting sick and tired of this app. I swipe and it says I held it down. 8 plus 5 is 13.
All right. You blast him towards his eye as you attempt to something.
Just trying to blind the other eye.
All right. What do you do with the remainder of your turn? You're still surrounded by guards with swords on you. What would you like to?
How
like a-
close?
Oh, they're close. Like they've got their
Okay.
swords out, and their swords are inches away.
I'm gonna grab one of the guys on my right and try and throw him into the other two.
Okay. Unfortunately, you used your action to cast a
That's
spell.
okay. I'm booking it.
Okay, so in terms of moving, do you have a particular preference of which one? You've got your back against the wall, and you've got a semicircle of, guards in front of you. Any particular way you want to go? Left, right, forward?
The way that I came in.
All right, that would be sort of to the left, as closest towards the exit that you came in.
Okay,
All right.
that's fine.
Okay. All 3 attempt to attack you.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah. What's your AC?
17. Excuse me.
Okay. Only one hit. And it only did 4 slashing damage as it struck you. And you're attempting to move through. The issue is they are, in consideration of sort of like a battle mat, you're surrounded. You'll need to try and force your way through them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to move 60 feet as far away as I could.
Yeah, you weren't able to move even
Or 30.
Yeah,
Really?
you're surrounded. You can't move through an occupied space in that manner. You would need to try and
Even
knock
if-
one prone, or jump over them or something.
Yeah, isn't there a tumble mechanic? But does that only work for creatures that are smaller than something?
A tumble mechanic?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
some sort of mechanic in the DM manual, but it's like an optional one.
Yeah,
Let's
it
see
is
here.
specifically for smaller sizes, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I believe.
Well, let me check.
It's been a while since I've looked at it.
I'm trying to find it.
I could probably.
Page 272. My Dungeon Master's Guide is in my truck. Hold on a second. Let's see. Yeah. It's there, but I don't see it. Anyone got the text of it?
I am almost there. 272.
272, according to this.
I'm so bad at finding pages. Actually, 272. I had it bookmarked. Okay, awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a special tab on. 272. Tumble. A creature can try to tumble through a hostile creature's space, ducking and weaving past the opponent.
All right, you can do so with a bonus action. So, Ormus, go ahead and attempt to tumble through these guys.
Is that an acrobatic check?
It is an acrobatics check.
Okay,
It's just the alternative for shove aside.
gotcha. 14?
All
12
right.
plus
Nope. He
Okay.
rolled a 17 plus stuff.
two.
Yeah, you
Fair
were
enough.
unable to make a movement as you attempt to make your way through, and you almost instantly hear, kill him, kill him, from inside as the guard captain presumably finds the man who so frequently was able to help out the guard commander over the years by asking, "What is all this then?" But basically, yelling and shouting is taking, and you've got a bunch of dudes trying to kill you, and you are still surrounded. So,
Okay.
they respond in kind, attempting to kill you again, having first reacted to your attempting to do something that, moving away, which caused them to try to kill you. Okay, that's one hit, and that's a miss, and that's the second hit. You take, okay, that rolled another one. I'm not rolling that one again.
Oh, please.
No. You take 10 slashing damage in total as 2 of them hit you, and then the one-eyed man draws a rapier and makes 2 attacks against you, failing.
Isn't drawing a weapon an action?
Nope. You're able to draw as part of an attack for a free action. He does hit you with 1.
1 point of damage? I'll take that.
No, he hits you with 1 of the 2 attacks. And he does, in total, 7 slashing damage with the rapier. And you can hear the guard captain coming back in from outside with presumably his very large sword. What would you like to do? You are still surrounded, and they are still on you. You want to attempt to shove aside or tumble using athletics or acrobatics to attempt to move through?
That's a bonus action, right?
Yes, you can do so with the bonus action.
Okay. I'm gonna try and cut the guy down to my left, and if that doesn't work, then I'll try to step aside.
Okay, try to cut him
Or
down.
shove aside.
What are you cutting him down with?
Hellfire, my sword.
Okay.
Ooh, we get the name of your new sword. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Might
room
be
starts to get
short-lived.
it. the room. I'm trying to think. Did you disguise the sword, or is it just drawing it as itself?
Absolutely not. Drawing it
Okay.
as itself.
You draw it in, and it's this dark-ish sort of metal with a glowing core to the blade itself, looking like molten lava within. Anyway, yeah, you draw it and make your slash attempt at the left.
First one is a act. No, I don't want the bonus action. Yeah, first one's a 23, 13 plus 10.
That does hit.
And then an 18.
An 18 still hits.
Oh, good. So first one is 11 damage. Second one is 13. Next time.
Okay.
23.
You strike him down, and he falls with a
book in it.
All right. You still get a couple of attacks of opportunity against you as you attempt to run away.
Yup, that is fine.
So they try.
If I can get away, then I'm.
All right. One hit, and you take 8 more slashing damage as you attempt to book, and you do in fact book. And luckily, from here, it seems that the doors are not locked.
Oh, thank God.
Although you are in essentially the guard headquarters, where they had just yelled, kill him, and you're getting some attention. They don't seem to have been prepared for your running away, but you suspect that you will be chased in short order.
Yep. I'm just gonna scream, "They're trying to kill me! Help!"
All right. You scream that out as you run as quick as you can. You want to continue to run as they're starting to chase you?
Yeah, yell, they've been charmed!
Well, hang on. What's your movement speed again?
30. And then if I run, 60.
You're not able to run because you attacked.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
I'm not moving anymore.
Yeah. You're able to go to make it 30, but because you can't take the dash because you attacked.
And so did they.
Yes, they did. But now it's their turn, and they catch up to you. And attempt to attack you again. Well, actually, 2 of them are going to attempt to tackle you. And we'll see how that goes. That's a no, and that's probably a no. You can roll in acrobatics or in athletics if you want, but I'm assuming a 5 and a 3 are not going to do anything against whatever you roll.
I could get in that 1.
Okay, well, roll. Let's see what happens.
8 on the die and 4 on the die, so that's a total
you're good.
6 and 8, 9, 10.
You're good. As the 2 remaining guards attempt to tackle you and fail, the one-eyed man just attempts to just stab you.
You mean the no-eyed?
He does not hit with either, but you can hear the galloping rage. You recognize this anger as the guard commander charges towards you with a greatsword, attempting to recklessly slash it.
Oh dear.
I know, right?
Barbarians aren't good for warlocks.
A kinsman.
Barbarians aren't good for anyone's health.
Yeah, true.
Except for theirs, they have several hundred.
All right, your AC is 17, right?
Yes.
Okay, he hits with both.
You may as well have asked your AC doesn't matter, right?
Especially with that many dice.
It's only a couple of them. He hit with 2 attacks. Let's see. 15 plus. Alright, so you take, in total, 23 slashing damage as this guy just chops into you with a greatsword, hitting into you. Doing his best to kill you, essentially. You now have still 2 guards, a one-eyed man, and a barbarian slashing into you. And you can only imagine that more guards are approaching, considering the amount of noise that's happening. What would you like to do?
As a bonus action, I'm going to curse him, because as a reaction, you can roll a d6 when you curse. Target hits you to negate the attack if you roll at least a 4.
Okay.
And then I'm booking it again.
Okay. They attempt to make more attacks of opportunity against you as you attempt to go. And that's 1 hit, and 2 hits from the guards, and a 3rd hit from the one-eyed man, and oddly enough, the barbarian missed. Where's my
Imagine from their perspective is really creepy. It's like a horror movie.
They're gonna have to kill me if they want to keep me here.
They might try. Okay, you take 22 more slashing damage as the 3 hits land, and you are able to make your way away. How many hit points you got left?
5.
All right. You're able to take a dash action if you like, and you're able to get out of the building.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you continuing to scream as you do
This
so?
hurts. Yes, I'm screaming, they're charmed! They're charmed!
You're screaming, they're charmed, they're charmed. Meanwhile, the watch commander is saying, kill Jeffrey! Kill Jeffrey! Kill him
They're
on
charmed!
sight!"
They're charmed! Help me!
I'm
Roll-
okay with Jeffrey.
Roll a deception check.
With advantage.
Yeah.
13 plus 13.
Well, not with advantage, because it's only advantage to try and convince people that you're someone else. You're just trying to convince them that they're charmed.
Okay, first roll was higher, 13 plus 13.
Okay.
Yeah, actually,
Second one was a 6.
Okay, now that makes sense. I got you.
Alright. So, you burst out of the
No,
doors, and you've got a long courtyard to the wall that you know leads to the town of Hope proper. And there are, various collections of torches around. There are several guards behind you, more than just the ones that were before. Several more are going to be flooding out any moment now. What would you like to do?
It's the same. Screaming, they're charmed! They're charmed! And running, they're trying to kill me!
Okay.
Help!
You burst out and you begin to make your way across the courtyard as the remainder of the guards continue to pour out, or start to pour out, from this headquarters as they attempt to chase you down as quickly as they can. And your say is 17, right?
Yep.
Okay. You hear a whiz and a thunk as the same archer that knocked you out of the sky before, on the rooftop, releases an arrow. He rolled a 19, and you rolled a 5 on the die. You hear a whizzing and a thunk as an arrow strikes in, and you fall unconscious.
God damn.
The other archer does not attack, so you don't get hit while down, but you fall, and you can basically just, you don't see it, but on the roof he's just shaking his head, just, hell of a night. Hell of a night. Yes, Molly Mort?
Since it's an effect of coming from the hat, not Ormus himself, will Ormus still be disguised or no?
Ormus, roll a D100.
I'll do that with the Discord.
Sure. Now, I think because, even though the hat causes it, it requires a will to do it.
Oh, that makes sense. Because it's attuned, right?
Yeah. Because he...
29.
Okay. 29. Let's see here. While wearing this hat, you can use an action to cast Disguise Self. The spell ends if the hat is removed. And with a 29, the hat does come off. I was looking for a 25 or below. But you fall, the hat falls, and you return to the form of Ormus with an arrow and lots of bruises and various things. And you don't see it, but the one-eyed man strides up, takes his rapier to lift the hat, and goes, fascinating. And anyway, we'll see what happens to Ormus later. Lee, you have had yourself a long rest, spending time at a seaside inn with Philbin. Frankly, it's the vacation you've always wanted.
It was really romantic.
It's quite, in a way, yes. Minus the snoring, it was not bad.
I find Philbin's story charming.
That's good. That's good, because there was plenty of it.
It's very soothing.
Indeed. So,
voice.
So, what would you like to do, Lee? You still have a point of exhaustion,
Ow.
you, but you lost one of them, so you only have disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws. So, you're in this town. It's a relatively small fishing village. You're at an inn. I believe it was called the Wolf and the Bear or something along those lines. What would you like to do?
Well, time to get up bright and early since I turned in pretty early.
Mm-hmm.
Go out with my goat and Philbin, and I guess I'm gonna go back to the docks.
All right. You head back towards the docks in this small village. Go on.
I just thought of it. I probably might get up before Philbin.
It's entirely possible, yeah.
I'll get up early and I'll go for a swim.
All right. Do you bring your armor?
I don't wear my armor, no.
Do you bring your goat?
If she's up, I'll go out and pet her a little bit and feed her, and then I'll go out to practice swimming.
Okay. Yeah, you can see she seems to be fairly cozy. It's not a barn, but they've got a large awning built off the side of the inn that is more than sufficient for animals or storage. And she's okay. Nice weather.
Nice. Okay.
So you going to the docks or to the beach?
The docks have got a lot of boat traffic, so I'm gonna go to the beach.
All right. You head to the beach and you go for a swim. You don't feel any terror after nearly drowning, but you're a proud paladin who's used to the water.
I'll just consider it training for myself. So I'm swimming and I'm pushing myself a little bit, but I can't do it as much because I'm still sore and achy. Probably rub out a lot of the cramps and stuff from yesterday.
Mm-hmm. It definitely helps out a bit, and you're surprised at how warm the water is. You know that even on the warmest days, the waters of Bakata are still a bit chilly. But here, even though it's a little chilly out, the water is quite cozy.
It's a paradise.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. The town of Tade Morden it's quite pretty.
I'll head back to the inn, get some breakfast with Philbin, hopefully. Maybe wake him up if I have to.
It seems that he had awoken at some point. He's in the common room when you get there.
I'll sit down and have breakfast with him.
All right. He seems to be enjoying a biscuit and egg sort of concoction, akin to. I'm trying to think of something similar to it. You know, like the eggs in a basket where you take a couple pieces of toast and cut out the center and put an egg in there.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, imagine the same sort of thing, but with like a big biscuit.
Ooh.
Where it's almost like a donut, but it's like biscuit flakiness, but with like a fried egg in the middle.
Well, there goes my weekend.
Yeah, I might make that tonight. My stomach growled when you were describing that.
Yeah, when he comes in, he goes, Lee, have a seat. They got good food.
I sit down, but I'm still soaking wet.
Mm-hmm. He says, this is actual dwarven food, too. And he breaks off a piece, and he munches it, and he goes, oh, that's good stuff. You don't get that in most places. He's chewing it.
I'll definitely try one of those. I'll get one for myself.
He says, well, when you order it, maybe don't get it with the dwarf bread.
Okay. Whatever you say. I'll trust you.
He breaks off a piece and offers it to you.
I'll try it.
Okay, so dwarven bread, canonically, is made from moss, like traditional dwarven bread. They have since advanced and gotten a lot more of agriculture and surface crops come in from their interactions with half elves and elves and such. But traditional dwarven bread is made of a dried moss, and that is then pulverized and powdered, and then mixed with the stale beer from the evening before, and then that is cooked over a forge. until it's a kind of a crusty, dry. It's, let's just say, it's an acquired taste.
Interesting.
Lee is a dwarf at heart. I think he may not. I think he'll probably he'll crunch. It's very.
They did seem to layer it, which is unusual from dwarves. Most of the time, they turn this into like a hockey puck-esque shape sort of thing. But for whatever reason, they seem to have layered it with perhaps a goat's butter, some sort of butter that really made it break apart and much more flaky. It's kind of like a Tex-Mex blend where it's dwarven bread recipe sort of, but it sounds like they didn't use leftover beer. The taste, you can tell that they probably put fresh beer in here, which is not traditional, but normally the moss reacts with the alcohol and a little bit with it to act as a kind of fermentation, since they don't really have traditional yeasts, and it doesn't really rise too much. But this is actually fairly flaky, and it's not bad, but it doesn't taste like bread. It tastes like it's got a different texture. It's kind of silty almost, and it does have kind of an ale taste as well.
I dig that.
Yeah, it's a bit different from what you're used to. But anyway. But yeah, he's enjoying that, and he, like all good traditional dwarven breakfasts, the other half of his meal is in liquid form, and he seems to be just enjoying himself.
This is nice.
Mm-hmm. So, do you order it as well?
Yeah, I'll follow Philbin's suggestion.
Okay, you get it with a much more traditional sort of wheat biscuit, or not so much a wheat, but akin to a softer multi-grained kind of a biscuit, and it's delicious. It's quite good
I know
in the usual way.
I know they say dwarves eat rocks, and now I know why.
He nods and he says, "We do use rocks in a lot of our stews and soups. It adds a strong flavor. The trick is you gotta lean into the moss, lean into the rock. You don't avoid it. You can't cover it up."
That's a very dwarven way of thinking,
Yeah, he nods.
and I appreciate that.
He smiles a bit, and then he leans over a little bit and he says, "Yeah, prestidigitation is also a favorite of the dwarves. You can wonder why."
They don't taste bad.
He says, "I can make it taste like whatever I want."
So back to the docks today.
He says, "Lee, are you sure you want to? What are we going to do if he says no again?"
Guess ask him again.
And if he says no again?
Persistence is key.
There's a time to give up, but I don't think that time is now.
And Philbin kind of scoots a little bit closer, making more noise than if he had simply leaned over. But he says, "And when that time comes, what's the plan?"
When that time comes, we leave.
We leave?
We've done what we can.
So if he says no, we just ask him again. If he says no again, we just ask him again. If he says no again, then we just leave?
I guess we'll know when we get there. I don't know how we're going to get it.
You can see Philbin roll his eyes, and he holds up his hand and he says, "Lee, if it's not important, why are we even here? And if it's important, why are we accepting no as an answer?"
We need to get it, but we need to get it the right way.
He has a bit of a huff about him, and he says, "This time has been very frustrating. I've put up with a lot of interesting behavior from you and the band, and I love you guys, I really do. But what the hell? If he just says no, we're just gonna leave?"
I don't know what else to do. I don't believe that it's the right thing to do to kill him.
Philbin says it might not be the right thing to do to take it from him, even if it means doing that. But isn't it worse if we don't?
I think the net increases our chance of winning, but I don't know if we necessarily need it.
So Philbin says, then why don't we just stop wasting our time and go home?
Because it's worth trying.
Philbin sighs, and he says, will you understand if you try it without me, then?
I accept this.
He scoots back and just resumes eating his breakfast quietly.
I guess I'll finish and leave for the docks.
You have an awkward breakfast. When you leave, do you leave your arm in the inn with Philbin?
I'm not going to bring most of my equipment.
Okay. Do you bring your goat?
Yeah, the goat could use some walking.
Okay. You head back towards the docks. It seems like you're a little bit later in the evening or in the morning than the other times that you had arrived, despite your waking up early through your exercise and your breakfast. It seems like most of the fishermen have headed out. The docks seem to be mostly empty of the small boats that you've seen with them.
Okay. Is the rowboat that we took out yesterday still there?
It is.
All right. I guess I'll wander around the dock for a little while.
Looking for anything in particular, or just exercise?
I'm going to be looking around. I guess I'm looking for the fisherman that threw the goat out of his boat yesterday.
Okay.
If I don't see him, I guess I'll just see what I see.
You don't see much of anything beyond that. How long do you look around?
I mean, I don't really have anything else going on, so I guess I'm gonna keep walking.
Okay. As the hours pass, you can see various boats coming back in, trailing nets behind them of successful catches. You can see haggling over various fish that are being sold to some kind of a monger. One might call him maybe a fishmonger. Well, anyway, and he seems to be preparing a cart of fish, presumably to take someplace else to sell. And through their haggling of various prices of various items, including, lobsters and crabs and shellfish, all kinds of various bartering take place. The occasional boat comes in empty-handed, but most come in with a modest net full of at least a couple of fish or some kind of creature. And it's just the back and forth. They come in with a net with a couple of fish, and they go back out again. Then you recognize, oh, that one's coming back in. And it just seems to continue in that sort of an ebb and flow as fishermen come and go like the tide. You don't see the man that you think is Aiden Marsden, and you don't see anything else really of interest.
I guess I could ask around a little bit. Maybe I'll ask the fishmonger about if he knows Aiden Marsden.
So you just walk up and say, do you know Aiden Marsden?
I don't know if I would be that direct. I mean, I guess Lee might be.
What would you say? Come on. Paint me a picture. What do you say?
I'll ask him about the fish, I guess.
He says, I got fresh and preserved. What kind do you want?
Fresh.
He says, I got good fresh fish. You looking big, small, cleaned, pre-cleaned?
Big, pre-clean.
All right. Eyes? No eyes? I know it freaks some people out.
Definitely extra eyes.
Okay. Extra eyes. Ooh, he's looking through his stockings. I don't think I got any extra eyes. Oh, wait, you mean like extra eyes on the side? Yeah, I can do that, no problem. And he dismisses, like, I'll just throw that in, no big deal. It's just trash to me. So, and he just starts, picks up a kind of a grayish fish and begins to scale it with a thin knife.
Okay. Eyes or no eyes. I'm here in town on special business. Do you know Aiden Marsden?
He goes, Aiden. Yeah, I know an Aiden.
He's a fisherman in these parts, is what I've been led to believe.
He nods.
I guess mostly everybody is.
He nods again.
Do you know anything about him? I'm trying to get in contact with him.
He says, I know he's a fisherman around these parts. You can see that he's finished scaling this kind of white, black striped fish with a fin on it. And you can see he also goes into a bucket of fish heads and is scooping out eyes and putting them into a kind of a napkin, presumably the extra eyes.
Alright.
He puts it all on a scale, and you can see the arrow move forward, and it lands on a little bit between 4 and 5 copper. And he says, I'll throw in the eyes. 4 copper.
I'll take out the 4 copper and pay him.
Okay.
Would you like-
Do you?
I don't know.
He can probably make change for you.
Alright. I
Alright.
don't think I have any copper. Oh well.
Rest. I assume that you have silver or gold at least.
Yeah.
He makes change either way, and he gives you accurate change back, as well as a little packet of extra eyes with wrapped, essentially a little bundle of eyes.
Okay.
And you have yourself a, sailfin fish of some kind. It's a couple pounds, decent fish.
Alright.
Need anything else?
I guess I'll take it with me because I honestly don't know if he would be able to answer my questions if he would be willing to.
He's answered everything you've asked so far.
I know, but like I think if he did know like something, if I don't know the right questions to ask, if he even would, like I don't see any reason why he would.
Mm-hmm.
And I also don't know the right questions to ask, so.
Lee stands there awkwardly, paralyzed by indecision.
Yeah, no, that's just me in real life.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks. I guess I'll start to walk back to the end with the fish.
Alright. You do so. Goat in tow, fish in one hand, bag of eyes in the other. When you get to the common room, Philbin is not in it. He might be in the room or he might be out.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with this fish.
You can give it to the innkeeper, maybe? Have him cook it for you?
I give it to the innkeeper.
Alright. Just the fish or the eyes too?
No, I definitely give him the eyes.
Okay. What's this one? And he holds up the bag of eyes.
Oh, it's extra eyes.
He nods. He says, you want those or you want me to pickle them?
Oh yeah, can you pickle them?
Yeah, I'll pickle them for you. That's no problem.
Just
All right.
Don't worry about just keeping this for me. It's a lot of fish. Feel free to serve it. I just got it from the market today.
He nods and says, yeah, I'll cook it up for you. I'll get you a couple of filet steak. And he goes in the back, presumably to begin to clean and prepare this fish more, and also to pickle a jar of eyeballs for you.
Well, the eyeballs are for me, but the fish is a gift. I try to make that clear.
Ah, so you insist that he not bring the fish out to
Yeah, the fish is for you. However you deem to use it.
He nods and kind of looks at you strangely, but nods and goes in the back. Would you like to do any? Yeah. Would you like to do anything else?
I'm trying to make friends, but I'm not very good at it. I guess I'll go back. I don't know what else to do, so I guess I'm gonna go back out and walk around town until I have a fateful meeting that answers all of my questions.
All right. Nothing happens unless you cause it to happen. You don't see him.
Okay.
All right.
Once it starts to get later, I'll go back to the docks.
Okay. Late in the evening, or
Yeah, and we can do that next week if you guys want to go ahead and stop.
all right. But yeah, nothing seems to be happening too much with Lee. But let's see. Aldrin is taking a rest, and the rest of you are taking a rest. One of you is taking a rest, whether he wants to or not.
He's taking the long rest.
Yay.
So Molly Morton Fion, is that basically like, you see that he's got this. He's got this. You have a meal. Well, sort of. Do you take a long rest afterwards?
I did not eat. I just took a short rest.
I figured you didn't eat, but what do you do? Do you take a long rest after, or do you want to do something?
No, I'm just taking a short rest, then I want to scry on him.
Okay, scry on him again.
Yeah, that's when I'm resting.
Okay.
After I eat, I'll, go into the pantry and try and make a vegetarian dish for Molly.
Okay. We will return next time to figure out or to find what Molly Mort learns when scrying on Ormus once again.
Okay.
And everyone able to make it next week?
Good.
I
Yeah,
should be able to, yeah.
All right. Cool. This is a strange situation,
Mhm.
but all right. Certainly interesting. Huh?
We are strange people. It's fine.
Indeed.
Yeah, we're a weird bunch.
Yeah, I just got to keep remembering that right now Lee's a day ahead of everyone else, and I just got to keep that in mind. So, I guess talk to you all next week.
Well, catch you guys later.
Have fun.
All right, adios.